So on like last week, I was making some calls to some mortgage guys and I made a simple little pitch where I was just like, hey, I built you this bot. Her name is Amber. It was literally like this short and sweet. I was like, hey, I built you this bot. Her name's Amber. It's a gift. Like text her and see what you think. And gave him the number. And like literally instantly, they went straight. They were ready to buy instantly. I didn't realize how hot it would be with 3 calls to customers. So it got me even more jazzed up about what we've been working on for the past 3 months. Just to give, another real quick show of hands, put a 3 in the chat if you've already built a bot of some kind or you're using AI bots inside your business right now. And put a 4 in the chat if you want to be, and that's why you're here. There you go. So everybody can see that, right? Most of the people have not actually gotten to that point yet. And I found that I thought personally, because I'm in a community where everybody's doing it, from what I thought, that everybody had that opportunity. And when I called these people up, they were like, yeah, we've actually been talking about this right now. And the fact that you called me and you have this is perfect timing. The big problem is nobody really knows how to easily do it. And we've been working on our own for several months now. I'll just give you a quick overview of how we build these. Okay, these are our AI assistants, and you guys can actually build these yourself if you have. I actually went and signed up for ChatGPT or OpenAI assistants. So this was where I started myself. If you go to OpenAI assistants, you can build a bot, just click create. Like you can actually build what I'm about to show you guys in here just by signing up for OpenAI. Or I think you might have to pay $20 or something to have some credits to play around with it. Or maybe they even give you some free. I don't even know. I can't remember. But it's not really much at all. What our system does is it connects to that API, OpenAI Assistants. So literally you just sign up for OpenAI and then you can connect it to ours. So if you like what we go over today and you guys want a system that's easy to get these bots live and connected to SMS or Instagram or Facebook or any of those things, this is what we have, right? Like it's ready to go. The first bot that I built was for the mortgage guys. I built some other stuff for Hot Prospector, which I've been using for a few months, and it's been booking appointments on my calendar. But the first one that I actually tried to really sell was this mortgage bot. And the way that I built it literally took me like 10 minutes to set up. And the way I do it, you can see here, the characters, total characters in this prompt is only 2,500 characters. So all I did was give the assistant, I'm trying to change the terminology instead of bot using assistant. But anyways, I give her a name. I give her a personality. I tell her the tonality of the conversation. I give her a role of what she's supposed to do. So in this case, she's a loan officer at mortgage, and she has experience working with potential borrowers who are looking to buy or refinance. I give her a goal, which is to provide information and guidance to assist home buyers or potential borrowers in finding the right mortgage solution for their unique financial situation, offer to schedule a consultation to discuss their options in more detail. And then the responsibilities, which actually I started to tweak these a little bit. And instead of saying like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, like I've been making these priorities and playing with that. Chris Russo / Samir, what's up, dude? That's funny. And then aside from the responsibilities, I've been using conversation rules to keep the bot in line, provide some basic guardrails. And then underneath those things is where you can provide information to answer questions that might pop up in that conversation. So this one's very basic because it wasn't for a customer. It's just something that I use as a demo to get my prospect interested. But what I explained to them is they can easily customize this after I made it live for them. They just come in here to this text area and add additional information. So I've got a few of these that we've put in here, right? We've got our mortgage, real estate. I have a solar bot as well, and they're all essentially the same. It's just this simple framework that I'm following. I give the bot a name, personality, tonality, role, goal, responsibilities, and then conversation rules. So what I'd like to do is, like I said, I'd like to build one live together so we could go through the process and give you guys some ideas, maybe run through a couple of issues and that might possibly come up while building the bot so you can see how I do it. And then if you guys want, I'll paste the finished bot here inside of the chat so you guys can take it if you want. You can use it on your own with ChatGPT or something else. Or if you like what's in Hot Prospector and how we're doing things, you can get your HP account and build unlimited bots. By the way, I don't know if I said this, but we're selling these bots when you start talking to people. Like you can sell them I got a guy who paid me $1,500 just to program the bot, but he sold the bot. This is the other cool thing. If you haven't sold these bots, they become viral with people who have friends that are in business, because every one of these guys that I've built bots for starts saying, hey, to their friends, text my bot. And then guess what they say? I want one too. So if you guys want a viral way to get customers and stuff like that, build your friend a bot to start who has a business, and then watch, they'll start promoting your bots for you. All right. So quick show of hands, or not quick show of hands, quick vote. What kind of bots would you guys be interested in building? Tylen says, can it plug into Assistant API if we already have things created? Yeah. Hot Prospector is like, all you do inside a Hot Prospector when you sign up is you just go into our integration. I'll show you. For those of you that are curious, and we're going to get in here and build something, but inside our integrations, we have right here, this is the bot. You just go in here and I don't want to, oh yeah, good. My key's not live. You put in your key and then you turn it on. That's it. So you go sign up for OpenAI, the OpenAI thing. There's a little link to take you there if you don't know how, but just go in, put in your key, click save, and then you just turn it on like that. And once it's connected, then you can start building the bots inside our system. But you could build them outside of OpenAI. But I'm just saying, if you wanted to make them so you can text into them, call into them, because our system's going to have voice hopefully in the next week or so, but you can text into them. You can like answer missed voicemails. We got Instagram and Facebook coming the end of next week. So you'll be able to use them in a lot of different channels. All right. So I got some ideas here. We got coach, we got financial advisor. Somebody said vacation call center. Don't even know where to go with that one. Wedding destination bot. I want one that's going to like actually be useful. Would it not just pull? I understand we can prompt from Hot Prospector. You can answer that later. Not sure exactly what that means, but yeah, for sure. What's one that, I mean, who here's looking to sell the bots? 555 in the chat. Joe, yeah, there we go. Okay, so if you're looking to sell the bot, let's think of one that we can actually sell. I'd like to build one that we can sell. For those of you that are in here, I know we got an insurance guy in here, a couple of insurance guys. Affiliate marketing is really broad. Like I'm talking about, let's pick like a local business type of thing. It's easy to sell to. I picked real estate and mortgage because those guys are easy. I keep seeing med spa pop up. Okay, let's do med spa. But I already actually have a med kinda bot. Not really. I have one that's more advanced than the med spa. The guy who I was telling you about that I built the bot for, that I charged $1,500 and then he's selling the bot for $5. He's an aesthetics guy. He sells the devices to med spas, like laser devices. Roofing, that's a good one. Bruce already got real estate in here, which that was mortgage when I showed you guys, but I have a real estate bot here. We can go over that one. Fence, roofing, advertising, sales, accounting, pet boarding, pest control. Pest control, that's a good one. I like pest control. That's actually a really good one. Basically, the way I look at these assistants are supposed to help you do something that you don't have the ability to do. And a lot of these pest control guys, this is a perfect one. Just like roofers, there are one-man band type situations. So this is perfect. I like that one. All right, let's build one. By the way, if you're interested in chiming in during this thing, because this is supposed to be like an interactive workshop together, not necessarily just me doing like a live like pitch. So feel free to unmute yourself if you're in a quiet environment and you can give to the conversation. I love having conversation.
You just sound so good. We'd rather just let you talk.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate that.
And guys, we've been doing bot for a while, and I got to tell you what Mark has developed is brilliant. So it's amazing what he's doing.
I'll show you mine too. Like with my Facebook bot, this thing. Okay, I just want to be first person to admit this. I really suck at answering my own voicemails and text messages. Like people contact me and it goes into a black hole. So I turned on the bot from my own phone number and I got bookings and I got appointments and deals that I would not have gotten. So this thing has been a game changer for me. And so I know if anybody else is similar, this is huge. All right, I'm just going to grab one of these templates. So we're going to do the pest control. I'm going to grab this solar bot template and use that one.
So Mark, I have a question for you.
Yep.
So, first of all, I want to make a comment. I didn't know I made a comment and was muted. What Mark has built is amazing. We've been doing AI and conversation bot, and we had to program a lot of stuff to get to what Mark has done. So what he has done is basically made your life so much easier and don't have to jump through hoops and make things work. So congratulations to Mark, what he has done. Brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Joe, can you give us some feedback on this since you're here? I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this real quick. When I first start my assistant, I know, okay, so here you guys have the ability to choose the model and they're in order. So if you're not familiar with what the model is, like ChatGPT is constantly putting out new models, right? They're always doing stuff. And this one is the most recent kind of test model that they have. It's not like official, and I'm assuming once it is official, it will replace Turbo. Is that your understanding, Joe?
I think it points to that. Turbo points to.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking. But basically, the difference between the 4 GPT 3.54 is GPT. If you see anything with Turbo, it usually means it can process data or it can process the prompt or data much more. When it first came out with GT4, it cost a lot more than G 3.5, but 4 was much more better conversation, was much more accurate, and it stayed within the lane in the conversation better. And when they released 4.5, it had the capability or it had the mass volume of what 3.5 can do and at a lower price than GTP4. So if you want to use anything, use GPT 4.5. That's the best. Now,
4.5, is it available? No, I don't see it.
Oh,
Four is the latest one.
4.
Okay.
4. What 4? Sorry.
The go up, Mark. The one that says G4 Turbo. Yeah. The one that doesn't have a date. The one that says GPT-4 Turbo. That's a system model, and what that means is it's gonna update itself, right? So if you keep it on GPT-4 and then they have a new version of GPT-4, you don't have to switch it. It'll just because it's a
got it. That's what I was thinking.
One. Yeah.
So this one here you have to change, but if you leave it on 4, is that the most stable model?
No, you want 4 Turbo.
4. I thought 4 was better than Turbo.
The second one in the list is a system model. It's the latest one.
Yeah, 4 Turbo is the best one.
But I thought 4 was actually, like regular 4 was better than the Turbo. I thought Turbo was a cheaper model, right? As far as cost, Turbo is less, right? Am I misunderstanding?
I can pull it up. I think I think the key thing is the context window. I can look it up real quick. I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are here because you're much smarter than me on that. I never understood the difference between these. I'm not fully. I think I do. They change these things so much.
Yeah, on any given bot, we may use, on our particular bots, we may have 10 different bots going at the same time. And we use different LLM, including 4 Turbo, including 3.5. We may even use other Claude or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah, so 4 Turbo is 128,000 token context window. That's basically how, if you've played with ChatGPT and you keep talking to it for a long time, and then you try to ask it something that you talked about earlier in the conversation, it starts to fade how well it does with that. The context window is, think of it like RAM almost. It's how much it can remember from the conversation. So you don't have to keep giving it the same information over and over again if you're doing prompt sequences or chain of command prompts is what they're called. But GPT-4 is only 8,192 tokens. As far as the pricing, pretty sure Turbo is input $10 for 1 million tokens and output $30 for, that's like crazy, way less expensive than it used to be. It's like game changing, less expensive.
I'm using Claude Anthropic Claude, and I'm using ChatGPT, OpenAI, but I use them in different areas. So this specific thing for the assistants seems to be like the best. I tried using Claude for the assistants, and they were too hard to program. That actually was a big shift for us because we were building this thing here to work in conjunction with Claude, and it was like really hard to get it to work. But as soon as that OpenAI assistants came out, it was like made this simple. Cool. All right, we're just gonna build. By the way,
So,
if you guys want to
Can I
cheat,
say something else? Can I say something
Yeah,
else?
yeah.
I am mad at Mark. I'm really mad at Mark because he's giving this stuff away too cheap.
I
Okay.
knew he was going to say that.
why?
I
Why is
don't
it too
like
cheap?
that. So I'm not trying to tell you to buy now, but I'm trying to convince him to raise the damn price. Okay. Okay.
But-
And
He's a
because
nice guy,
here's the
though.
deal. He's such a good Christian guy and he wants everybody to win, but he's not like winning himself. He has so many teams, he has so many people that he has to support.
He
He's
defines
such a
winning
good guy, but
differently.
he really needs to make more money.
Maybe he defines winning differently.
I
than you
do. I do like to help. Look, here's the thing. What we're doing right now, that's the goal, like, is to help. And this is the first time I've ever done something like this. I'd like to do more of them. Actually, I was thinking about doing, I tried to buy, by the way, this is off topic. I tried to buy botbuilder.live. I bought the domain, and that
really?
stupid GoDaddy, this is the second time they've done this to me. They won't give me the domain. Yeah, they've done this to me twice. Last time I bought o.ink, and they stole it from me. They're about,
What do they do?
I don't know. They say, oh,
they
sorry.
see that there is higher value. It's
Yep.
such a good domain, and
They steal it.
Oh, really?
yeah,
Wow.
they steal it.
Don't buy from GoDaddy. Normally I buy from Namecheap, but I couldn't get logged in. And I was like, oh, I want this domain. And anyways.
That's
All right,
shady.
so yeah, I know, right? GoDaddy's horrible. We're gonna take this bot here, and I want to do some of the things that I've been messing with more instead of just step one, giving it priorities. So let's build this together. I'm just gonna go through what my process is normally like. I know. Let's give it a name first. I don't want it to be Amber. Throw a name in here, guys. Let's call it Joe.
You better make it a her.
It's got to be a her, right?
So
How about Josephine?
Yeah, there you go.
That's too long. Josie.
Jolene, just like the
No.
song.
I know. That's too popular. All right.
Dolly Parton is my favorite singer. So there you go.
And actually, that's now a Taylor Swift thing, I think. She took it. Personality is concerned, I always use assertive, persuasive, and assertive because obviously when you're trying to sell something, you want the bot to be persistent. But when we get down here in the responsibilities area, what I found is when you use priorities, you can tell it to try things a couple of times versus just be super persistent. Like I made a mistake. I put a rule in place that was like, never take no for an answer. Legitimately, my customer calls me up. The guy I was telling you about, he's, bro, you're going to get me in trouble. Like this person tried telling them no, and the bot just keeps arguing, essentially. Like it wasn't really an argument, but it was just like being very persistent. They said they weren't interested in, and every time they would respond and say no, it was like, okay, but can I at least do this? And they're like, no, that's okay.
Can you make that when they go to a bar?
I know, exactly. All right, so upbeat and engaging, we'll handle the priorities later. I'm sorry, persuasive and assertive. As far as the tonality of the conversation, again, I like to go with upbeat and engaging. But one of the things I've noticed too is sometimes it gets crazy with emojis because for some reason ChatGPT loves emojis. And when I see the emojis in mine, I automatically know it's a bot. So I've thrown this no emojis in there, and that usually, actually, it does kill the emojis. One thing you'll find, go ahead.
That's true, you guys. If personally you do something, a human would maybe do one emoji.
Yeah.
But when you see a lot of emojis, it's a bot. And you got to make sure their response would sound like what you would want to respond or what the customer want to respond, not what you want the AI to respond. So Marcus, that's a big golden nugget that Marcus said, share with you is don't use.
Yeah. All right. So I think we can pretty much stick with this. You can change your conversations however you want, but these three are like my staple for a sales bot. If it's customer service even, you might change this if it's customer service where they're not really as persuasive and assertive isn't the thing. So what is the role? You are a pest control sales associate, or what do they call these guys? A sales
assistant.
Okay, we'll do sales assistant. I'm playing with the name Skynet Solar or Skynet and all my little demo bots just because those people that are sci-fi guys like me, they laugh, they get a kick out of it. So we'll do Skynet Pest Control, a pest control company, sells pest control. Does anybody know anything about pest control? Like I personally, we're going to make it more specific to residential. I guess we could just probably say sells residential pest control. So these assistants are really really smart. Like the OpenAI assistants are really smart. If you talk to them or you basically just create a doc like you would tell your employee what to do and they'll do it. One thing I've learned is the more you do, the worse it gets. Like it gets just like a human. If you tell a human to do too many things, we get lost, right? So do these assistants. Like you start confusing the model. So I actually have my previous stuff that I did 4 months ago. I stripped out all kinds of stuff and they work way better. So that's why you see only 2,100, 2,200 characters here. It seems too good to be true, but all right. So the goal, what's the goal?
Book appointment.
Book an appointment. Let's think about this. Are we going to make this like a bot that's going to be taking conversations from Facebook or like where are these coming in from?
You have 4 different things that it can come from. Okay, you have missed call, AI back. That's a new tone. You have leads if you're running any kind of ads from Facebook or Google. So it will come from there. It also can respond to somebody making a comment on Facebook page. It can also respond to a Messenger or Instagram comment. I would assume the 2 that really is the most would be they're coming in from their advertisement.
Yeah, the thing that got these guys excited in the mortgage thing that I did was just like them not being able to handle a text message or something like that that comes in. It was able to respond to mortgage questions like how much down payment do they need? What kind of requirements are there for a jumbo loan? Like all kinds of weird stuff. So I'm assuming it's going to do the same thing for pest control. So the goal is to set an appointment for an in-person meeting. Here for the higher ticket stuff, I put do not sell the solar via SMS, but instead persuade them to set a meeting. The reason why I put that in there is because a lot of people are price shoppers and they start asking quote price right away without building any value. I like this because it does seem to help us with getting the thing to try to qualify better, but we can always tweak this. So do not sell the service via the SMS instead.
Joe, what were those first couple mechanisms you were talking about how this might get triggered? I don't know if I was familiar with those. I had the same question about putting some context around what would cause this thing to kick off. You said something about a voicemail and then something about AI. I can't remember what you said, but do you mind running through those first 3?
Sure. You know how GoHighLevel have missed call text back? You can do the same thing here. You can do missed call, I back. And that it goes back to what Mark was saying. It's like I'm horrible at answering my own questions so the AI can take over. Now, here's something that GoHighLevel doesn't have, and if you follow, and they released it, but they don't have the functionality yet, is Mark has this where your customer or you can leave like a message saying, hey, this is Joe. I'm not available right now. Please leave a detailed message on what you need and what time are you available. And I will get back to you. I will check my calendar and let you know as soon as possible if that time is free. Mark has the capability to take that and they leave a message saying, hey, this is Steve. Yeah, I need to book an appointment either on Monday at 5 or on Tuesday at 12 p.m. Can you please check for me if you have that available? And then the AI can listen to that, transcribe it, and then look at the available calendar and schedule it on your behalf automatically.
Yeah. And so when I first built these, Joe, like I used to have to put in, I don't know if you remember, I put in those different, I called them triggers. So that way the assistant knew, hey, you could be getting a message from here. So it knew, but I found out that wasn't needed. So simplifying, because what we did was instead, for example, if you have a voicemail now under our intents or on the phone number, when you turn it on, I just insert that in when I send the voicemail. So it just says, you just received the voicemail from blah, blah, blah. And here's the voicemail. So I found just stripping out the trigger thing that you were talking about, we don't need it, which is cool because it makes it simpler for people to build.
Yes, awesome.
So instead, we just need this goal. So really, what's the goal? The goal is to get them, I don't know, what's the goal for a pest control company? I would assume they want...
I pasted some stuff in the chat about that you might...
I would do. I would ask, first, there's 2 goals. I would ask, what's going on? What problem do you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going
So-
to be in the qualifications, but I'm saying before we get to that point, what is
Then
the,
schedule a home visit.
is it going to be a home visit? Is that how they sell? Because I don't know how they sell.
Yeah, you can treat bugs at your own house.
That's why I pasted it from ChatGPT. They say that step 1 is inspection and then set an assessment.
Okay, so set an appointment for an inspection. Perfect. Thank you. That's what I was trying to find out. I didn't know what the call
Yeah.
to action was.
It's still a home in
Yeah.
person.
It's just specialized language for an in-home appointment.
Perfect. So get them to set an appointment for an inspection. Do not sell the service via instead use your sales skills to convince them it's better to see their home first, right? Because you can't tell somebody what how much it's going to cost until you see their house, and I don't know much.
Yeah, they may have, besides cockroaches, they may have rats, or they may have raccoons. Or in the case of me, you have raccoons, cats,
Possums.
opossums every day.
So it's better to see their home to assess their situation. And then what I put in afterwards is, I'm backing this out.
It also specifically says that assess the extent of the infestation, which kind of makes sense.
Perfect. The extent. My browser is going real slow here. Sorry about that, guys. Of their situation. All right. Always. So this part here is where I use this part to build in some pain, right? So for the solar bot, I was like, hey, your utility company is about to raise the rates, so you better do something. For the auto dealer, I let them know that I think it was the car might be gone by the time you decide to test drive it or something like that. So what would be a good, I guess the infestation could get worse.
I just gave ChatGPT, I told it to paint a dark picture of what could happen if they don't. If they don't, it's saying.
You're on the same page as me because I had this open on the other screen. I was going to do the same thing, but I'm glad you're doing it. Thank you.
Well, yeah, it's better teamwork that way since it's probably hard to switch back and forth. They say health risk. They talk about each one of these, but you can tell me which one to dive into. Health risk, property damage, contamination, financial losses, reputation damage, legal consequences, and emotional toll.
Okay, so I'm going to type this on a notepad and paste it in because for some reason.
And if you're a hot-looking guy like me and dating a hot chick, and there's a roach, you don't want roach be coming around.
No, yeah, especially when your wife's there too.
She's technically my hot chick.
Okay, so you said the health risks. What else, Jeremy?
Josh, health risk, property damage.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, man. Property damage, contamination, financial losses. I'm putting them in the chat too, but they're going to be bolded. Sorry.
I think health risk is the main thing.
Yeah, for sure. That property damage is another big one, depending on where you're at. Like
Property
roaches
damage depends on what kind of infestation that you have. If you have rats,
or if you have like termites.
And termites, correct.
So health risk, financial losses, that's definitely part of the property.
And also they may be doing they're trying to sell a home, and so you don't want any bugs running around when you're trying.
Say a damage instead of toll. I also try, by the way, like when I put the stuff into the bot, I always try to use the language that's not like outside what the average Joe speaks, because I always also tell it to, I'm going to grab this whole thing out of here because it's completely jacked. I can't even paste stuff now. But I notice if you use language in here that's not the way the average person speaks, that the bot also mimics that, even if you ask it. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that. Let's see here. Goal, explaining health risk, property damage, contamination, financial losses, reputation, legal consequences. Okay, let's see here. If they're looking to buy, let them know that, okay, so this is making them want to book something quicker. So here I use a little bit of scarcity on the appointment. So I guess we could say, just let them know that what do they call those texts? Are busy or let them know this is our busy season.
Or you can just lie. You can say there's been a big contamination in the whole area. And if you don't treat it, then you may have billions of infections that you can't go back. So you got to do it now.
It's always best to lie, right, Joe?
Good, you caught it early.
Yeah, it's a good thing you caught us. It's a good thing you caught us early. Let them know that this is our busy season and our techs are getting booked out. And then I let it know fear of missing out. Actually, so we don't want to do fear of missing out on a good deal. In this case, it's The fear of missing out on.
You want to ask for address too. So
Yeah,
definitely.
fear of missing out on getting their inspection or getting their home protected.
This is funny. Listen to this, Mark. Don't
Yeah.
let pests dictate the terms of your home. You can really visualize it. The rats, you come home from work and the rat's like,
Sitting
I
in
got
your
dinner made.
chair. Yeah, sitting in your favorite chair, eating your dinner. Fear of missing out on getting their home protected is going to make them take fast action to book inspection. Okay. All right. So that's the first thing. Now let's do the responsibilities. We'll just say priority 1 is get their name. And I tell the bot that it's always best to ask or tell them who you are, then ask their name. And you can always give it an example. So it'll follow that example. This is Josie with Skynet. It's like this, Skynet. Pest control. Who do I have the pleasure? Something like that. Also, too, like I always try to keep these things short and sweet because this is the way a normal person speaks. And actually, thanks for reaching out because they're messaging us first in this situation. So thanks for reaching out. This is Josie with Skynet Pest Control. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with? That's first priority. Is everybody in agreement on that? I don't know. What do you think?
The cool thing about this is it's really easy to A/B test.
Yep.
So you don't have to overthink little decisions.
This right here is my favorite. The customer's always right, even when they're wrong, because in my business, it's not that way. I'm kidding.
And also depending on where the traffic source is, like if they're coming in from Facebook and Messenger, you may want to get their phone number first. Ask for the phone number and email.
And I agree with you, but don't you want to know who you're talking to first?
No, we asked, but yeah, who they are first. Yeah, absolutely. You would know from Facebook, you will know who they are already. It depends.
Okay.
Again, it depends on the channel. If it's coming in from SMS, you don't know who they are. But if it's coming from Facebook Messenger, you know who they are. It could be a fake name.
I think probably let's find out like what caused them to reach out, or find out why they reached out.
Joe, with a scenario you're mentioning coming in from Facebook, you're talking about when you said Facebook Messenger, you're imagining they messaged your page on Facebook, so this would be like a ManyChat bot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking? Okay.
Yes, we run Messenger objective ads all the time.
Okay.
And we found the engagement to be higher than even lead ads or a landing page.
Yeah, I do too.
There's pros and cons to it.
I do giveaways like that. I'll do a giveaway where the entry is
I don't want to
comment.
steal the conversation.
No, that's fine. It's good stuff. You're not stealing anything. That's good. You probably could use that.
Some of the things that with Mark that you need to do that GoHighLevel just launched and just hint that we've been using is, and Josh, it goes back to you too, if it's Facebook commenting on your post, Facebook commenting on your ad.
That's exactly how I did it.
Yeah, so we respond to the comment and the AI at the same time we say, hey, I just DM you.
Okay, yeah. I love that.
So what type of pests are they concerned about? I guess is probably a good way to start.
Not what kind of pet. Tell me what's going on. What's your situation?
Right. Yeah, what's your situation?
You know,
what type of
they
pet?
may tell you, hey, I'm single. And they may answer you a different way.
Right, because in this case, okay, so what's your situation? What have you seen? What are you also concerned about? Because like my wife, for example, when it comes to pests, like we don't see any because she's the Terminator, literally. Like she does not our house is like pest control. They come twice a week if they could.
Okay, so she's the perfect candidate.
Yeah, actually, I think pest control is sold to women more than men, by the way. Because I don't really care so much.
Yeah.
I'm not worried. If I see a bug, I just go and get it and throw it outside or whatever.
You don't understand. The fire alarm rings at my house if there's a bug.
Mine too. I got all girls here, right? They start screaming. I'm like, oh my gosh. Let me guess, scorpion. Okay, so we got that. Find out what the situation is. Next, qualify. Okay, so what are some of the qualifiers that we need? Joshua?
Let's look at what ChatGPT said earlier.
The more your niche, by the way, guys, like the more easier this is. But I still suggest doing some intelligence like we're doing with ChatGPT. And it's super helpful to just ask,
Yeah, exactly. So I asked it what qualifiers are relevant for qualifying a prospect in this niche. And it says, I'll do the same type of thing again where I give you the categories.
Cool.
Type of property, location, type of pest, severity of infestation, budget. That one makes a lot of sense. Timeline, Timeline makes a lot of sense. Previous, is this, do you need this like now or can you wait? Previous experience, that's interesting. I don't know what that is about. Decision
How
making
long has
authority.
this been going on?
Timeline, that would probably fall under timeline too. Values and preferences. I can tell you what that means. Potential for long-term partnership. Do you plan on being infested again?
Yeah.
I like that.
It's simple, right? Okay, so so qualify by finding out or finding the type of property, timeline, budget, what else? That's pretty simple, right? Three.
First of all, confirm the phone number first. Always confirm the contact information first.
The phone number, I'm assuming these guys are texting in ours. You're asking, you're assuming that they're, because mine's set up to text or do.
Okay, so it may be the wife and she may want to confirm that have her husband take care of it.
We can always throw an option in here if it's coming from what do you call it, Instagram or Facebook, get their number. But I still think so we build forms. I know you want to go straight for if you walk up to a girl at the bar and you're like, hey, how's it going? Can I have a kiss? That doesn't work.
Yeah.
We have probably 10,000 conversations so far.
Yeah.
So we ask for.
I mean, you've got data. I just feel like, because I've built these quiz forms, survey forms, and I put the contact information at the end, and our conversions on those forms are pretty high. But I don't know.
We're getting a 80 to 95%, 80 to 90% conversation rate.
And Endopreet wants to know what damages you did. What do you mean by money, financially, or
the bugs?
The image? Yeah, if you're doing, that's actually, if you have any pictures or something, but I don't know if that's something that these guys would want.
That could get really interesting, Mark, with vision. You could actually have the AI analyze the image, and then you don't even have to ask them a lot of these things.
Right, exactly.
Like it can do the qualifying for you. You can just say, "Here, show me a picture," and then you're qualifying it on several different dimensions.
Right.
That's going to get
expensive.
expensive.
Ask them to describe the situation because that's too much friction.
I'm gonna add this in here for Joe, just because why not? Under priority 1A, I'm gonna throw if Facebook / Instagram. Oops.
And here's the other reason: is like you have 24 hours rule
Right.
when you're doing a conversation with
That's
Facebook.
true. And if they may only send one or two,
information.
Get their contact info first. Name. Should we ask? Well, we don't need their name, right? We need their phone number and then email, or which one do they do first easier?
Phone number and then email.
Okay, that's it, right? Any other things besides Instagram and Facebook that you're doing, or are you also doing? It doesn't matter. They're all the same, right?
Just to put it out there, I don't want to make this more complicated, but just for everyone that's not familiar with the compliance on Facebook, I think technically when you're collecting email and SMS, you should be using the proper opt-in methods.
Yeah, it's true.
Because they have, like in ManyChat, they have specific modules that when you ask for personal information, they want you to use those official ways of opting in rather than just saying in a regular standard message, hey, exactly. It has to be like a mechanism for them to know that you collected
I don't know. We haven't used that's a good point, though.
But let me ask you this, though. I know we're getting off on a tangent, but couldn't we just say, by the way, is it okay if we call and text you using an auto dialer? And then because you have the conversation
until I book an appointment.
You can there's a couple different mechanisms. Like you can use that one-time notification thing. And you can there's also a newer thing where they're agreeing for you to contact them again multiple times in the future. There's like event-based notifications, one-time notifications. And
they don't have that yet. Mark may be able to integrate. I will work with your team on that, Mark. Yeah.
All right, so we've got the budget.
As far as opting in.
I didn't want to make this more complicated, but I didn't want anybody to get in trouble.
I'm with you on that. Actually, I didn't even think about that. It's not even the Facebook police. It's the TCPA and stuff. It's got really...
You have TCPA and you have Facebook. You have two.
You can get your page...
And you have TCPA.
You can get your page banned on Facebook.
Oh, really? For asking for the phone number?
Mm-hmm. If you don't opt in the right way, they can ban your page.
That makes sense because I had our ad account banned because we were using the wrong ad type.
Yeah, they're like really ridiculous sometimes.
Yeah.
I used like a short link once and on an ad and they froze my account. It took me like a year to get it unlocked.
Love Facebook. All right, so convincing that scheduling an inspection is the best idea for them. Today is always the best. Tomorrow is the next best. Time is of the essence. Follow the conversation rules is no exception. So now in this order, we've got our basics. I think we're good with these conversation rules. Personally, I find they work on every single one that I do. Keep the answers brief because nobody wants to read a book. 1 to 2 short. Actually, I don't just do 1 to 2 sentences. I do 1 to 2 short sentences. Use common language and no emojis. Do not ask multiple questions in a single message. If you don't put this, they literally will just be like, what's your name, what's your email, what's your phone number? And I'm like, what? Nobody asks like that. And if I got inundated with messages or one bunch of questions in one message, it will take me longer to answer. So I'm just thinking how I think. Maybe you guys are different. If they insist on not scheduling a meeting, never end the conversation without getting their email inspection. I also always try to end the conversation by always saying, let me at least send you some information. Example. Okay, no worries. Let me get your email and I'll shoot you some information. Actually, we'll just keep it simple. This also helps to train the bot, like what kind of lingo or language that you want it to use. Pricing. Never give exact prices or ranges. So in this case, is never give, in this one, I would say never give exact prices. You can give the basic. No, I don't know. If I were the pest control guy, would I want them to know like what our basic rates are? I personally like being able to answer the question of pricing. From me, like I give my pricing because
I think what you do is
a
give the inspection pricing. Okay, you have initial inspection pricing, and if you decide to do the service, then we apply the cost for the inspection toward whatever your service is.
Right. Okay.
Or
So
you can
inspection price. I agree with that pricing.
Yeah. Or right now we have a special offer of just $39 with inspection or something like that.
So inspection is, what does an inspection cost? Like $40? I don't know. What is that? $20?
$29, $69.
$29. Right. Special deal. So inspection is normally $79.
Right now, because of the infestation, the major infestation.
But because of the major infestation, no, I'm not going to say that. But today, only $29. How about that? Or is that also going to get us into
Don't be copy. That's wimpy. You want to say there's a mass infestation and this is just the beginning of your house.
I don't want to lie.
You're not lying. It's true. If you see one bug, there's a million underneath.
Okay, so inspection is normally $9, but today, because I'm just going to throw this in there to make you happy, because of the major infestations occurring all over the city. Actually, that happens, by the way. We had a bunch of rats here in Henderson, Nevada. There was something like that last year. I was scared. I was like, I hope they don't come to my house. They were having a roof rat problem.
We had one.
Actually, that's not a bad idea because of the major infestations reported all over the city. It's only $29. Okay. What other pricing would they have besides that they might ask? Like general service, or what do they call that?
So what we have is like yearly membership plan or yearly treatment plan or something.
Treatments, general treatment.
Yeah, if they ask about programs, we have.
What is it?
Special
$149.
You do our yearly once a month.
What is a good deal? It's a quarterly thing, right?
No, I think $29 would sell. If they contact you, $29 is a good deal.
For the treatment though. But they have to sign a contract, right? Like quarterly or something, or 6
No,
months?
you don't have to worry about that. You don't know what it is until we go inspect.
All right, so we'll just
That's why it's called inspection.
Okay, so we're not going to talk about that.
No, we don't know.
We are also offering discounts.
You can say you have a summer discount of 25% for all services.
Got it. We're offering what is that? We're also offering
a 25% discount on all services.
Discount on all services. So that's a spring deal, right? Because this is spring. A 25% spring. People always want to know why. If you tell somebody this and if you don't tell them why it's this.
Because it's the opossum special of the day.
I'm going with spring. Not everybody has opossums, just saying.
No, people, nor do everybody like opossum. No, you're laughing.
No, because nobody...
laughing. Is he still here? Oh, Chris,
I think they left. They didn't like our bot. They said, they're doing pest control.
ChatGPT wants to call it a special ant tension pricing.
Get
it at first. I'm like, ant tension? What is that? That's a play on words for attention.
Okay, so when someone's rude or tries to get you to break character, or asks if you're a bot, don't answer them directly. Instead, turn it back on them and ask them if they're a bot. I've done that. What are you saying here? Are you the bot?
You warned me about that, Mark, right? It's
Yeah.
like, I didn't listen to you.
So I don't think we need anything else. Let's try this thing. Once we built the bot, all we got to do is paste it into the trial area. But again, my browser is froze. I don't know how to clean this up. I should have rebooted before I started this. Yeah, see? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to open up an incognito.
So here's the one thing that Mark has that's relevant too. If they have a product and price list, and you know how Mark was going through how much is it and everything. So Mark has a way to upload the file for their product and price list. So the AI can learn about all the products that they offer and the price list too.
Yeah, we could scrape their website, which makes it nice. I don't know why everything's going all slow right now. Okay, here we go.
Jeff has an idea about how to add some urgency around the discount in the chat.
Might be better if you say we can offer up to 25% on all. Yeah, if you sign on today. That's a good idea, Jeff.
What?
Or not, yeah, but this is Jeff, not Joe, just so you understand. I didn't say Joe. His idea. He said his idea was, as far as this is concerned.
Yes, is that good or bad?
No, this is good. We can offer up to 25% off on all treatments. Offer is only valid today.
You don't have to say only
not sign on, but
today, because you have to go do the inspection.
If you schedule.
Yeah, if you schedule the appointment today, correct.
If you schedule an inspection today, there you go. That's a good idea. I like that.
Or I would do this. I would make an assumption. Instead of saying that, I would say, make sure when the tech come visit, you mention about the 25% discount that we're offering. So it tells them, hey, you want them to come in, and it forces them to, if they don't mention it, that's a better sales angle.
Mention this offer and receive up to 25% off all treatments.
Because they feel like they're beating the system. They're getting a bargain.
All right, cool. So now let's put this in the bot. That's it. There we go. So now we got the bot trained. Let's click save. And so once you built the bot, you just go over here to the training area or to the trial area to train it, or sorry, to try it. Just if there's other stuff that you want to add, for example, like we have a simple bot that we just built, but if we wanted to add the customer's information, we could scrape their website. So you just put in their website here and click fetch, and then it's going to go find all of their links. And then if you hit scrape, it'll go and scrape all of their stuff. So it'll grab all their details. I will just say, again, back to the less is more thing, that's not usually necessary because OpenAI already knows everything about pest control. And I guarantee you most of these guys' websites suck and probably don't have anything on there that OpenAI doesn't already know.
That's why I'm saying having a price, if they have a price list, and usually they do,
That's
because
where this
they have
is.
the office girl to quote.
Yep. It's better to put maybe company details here when you sell this bot. Do like company details.
Oh, the one thing I would add.
And then you could do like location.
We didn't ask the address, and we didn't ask.
No, it's right here. Oh, yeah, that's true. Let's do this real quick. Phone, we'll do 702. Or wait, I don't know. What's an area code in, I think, 323. 5.
I am going to write an email. So Mark, you better be ready. I'm going to send it out to my high-profile clients, to a whole bunch of them. Since you have this special deal discount out before anybody else, I have a list of 40,000 people that needs the bot today.
Awesome. Let's do this.
And I can do this for what, how much you say? One bot, one price?
150 for unlimited.
150? You know, so 50 cents, 150?
150.
150.
Unlimited bots, and they all connect to your texts and everything. So we got company details. So we got location, phone, hours. We already did the pricing above. Maybe actually, since we're tweaking this, we'll put this here. Company details, location, right? Pricing, because that's actually like this. By the way, I always like to format this how I would format it for a human, right? Special services. What are some special services, Joshua, that would go down in LA?
Let's find out.
Trapping. We can trap animals. And if you like what we can do, we can pickle we do pickling.
Killed animals.
Well,
Pickle,
I did.
cockroaches, and pickled,
Oh,
crispy.
I did see, in all seriousness, I did see a pretty cool show on Vice or something where it's a bee, whatever the words are. I guess it's pest control, but there's these huge wasp nests and bees nests in California, and they go in there and they remove them humanely, but in a specific way, and they transfer the nest. Is that what it's called? Hive. They transfer it in a
To the
humane
wild
way.
somewhere?
So,
Yeah, you
yeah, I
should
think
this is like
it's really cool show.
See, so it's funny you
Please.
say that, right? Because I feel guilty just killing the whatever it is.
Me too.
I
always
try
bring
to
it
capture
outside.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
But I don't even think about it. My wife is pretty much, they're already going to die anyways if they're in our house. Like, they don't have
Yeah.
much time left.
But in general, other than that, it said, I don't know how specific some of these are or specialized to LA, but for what it's worth, but termite control, rodent control, bed bug treatment, removal. I can put them in the chat.
Yeah.
I don't know that these are.
They actually are, actually. We have these same, they have a lot in LA.
Bed bug is a huge problem.
it's
on
a
the East Coast.
big problem.
Yeah, bed bugs is expensive too once it happens, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
you have to throw away a lot of a lot of the furniture.
Like
It's
you
a nightmare.
have to. That's actually very specialized. That
Is it? Okay.
combination. Yeah.
Perfect.
So that's probably a good one. Fire ant control. That's got to be specialized.
Fire ants. Oh, you put them in here. Perfect. So what's eco-friendly pest control?
That's, I think, it says, with increasing awareness of environmental sustainability, there's a growing demand for eco-friendly pest control in LA. Green pest control services use environmentally friendly products and methods to manage pest infestations while minimizing impact on the environment and human health. So that bee guy would be an example of.
I like this
It's not
one
just
too, by
it's
the
not
way.
just eco-friendly. It's also animal-friendly.
Bees and pigeons. I hate pigeons. They're cute and stuff, but man, they make a mess.
Well, the pigeon caused us to have rat.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
So now we've got services, pricing. So that's what I was going to say. You guys, instead of scraping their website, it's always better to try to get these details and put them in here because the bigger the prompt, the worse the thing works. You can also load files, and this isn't just specific to Hot Browser. These are things that are available inside of the OpenAI thing. So if you have a programmer and you're pushing this data over to them, that's what I did, is we had it so we can send this over. And then we also create a Q&A. So you can add specific questions that pop up. So if they ask this, it's this. If they ask this, it's that. So you just monitor your chat and you can add these Q&As to your prompt. Something.
Whose idea was to do pest control and why?
I don't know. Somebody brought it up.
That was me, I think.
It's a good one to sell.
Wait, you don't know?
It was me. I was trying to be modest. It's related to this potential client that I'm working with, actually.
This is great.
And it's more
Then
about...
you refuse to not close it.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I think we should add the address real quick too. Sorry,
What's your
get that-
address?
Yeah, I forgot to put that in the prompt. Let's see here. Where's that at? I guess always we could try to get that anyways in contact info. Name, phone, email.
Yeah, already do alien.
Let's try this. Hopefully it doesn't spit them out like all at once, because sometimes you do that, you tell it like how I just did and it'll still do it. We've modified this prompt a few times. Let's go ahead and save it and let's try it. And by the way, the configuring of the intents, Joe, is just something to keep in mind. We can gather the information with our fields. So if I say, what's your first name? We can just put the questions in here that we want instead of what I just did. What's your email? Then it will ask them, what's your address?
Yeah, that will be better for most users. That's a good job. That's why I said Mark did a phenomenal job at building this, because we would have to prompt it ourselves.
But I'm not going to do that because on the trial, when you're in the bot trial mode, it doesn't work. That only works when you're texting it for some reason. I don't know why. But anyways, so let's prompt it. What should we say?
I have a 40-pound cockroach at my house. Is there anybody that can, what should I do?
I have a huge cockroach.
Fight or flight.
House.
It's like those role-playing games where the old
These
role-playing games where you have two options.
Let's see what happens. I'm curious. My wife is trapped in the closet.
She won't come out.
It won't come out.
To be
Won't
like,
come
oh,
out.
are you safe?
Yeah, let's see. Let's see what it does.
First of all, make sure you're safe. It's going to say something like that.
This is the best part of the job. This is where it's fun. Thanks for reaching out. This is Josie at Skynet. That sounds like a tough situation.
Yeah, there you go.
Before we proceed, may I know your name, please? And could you tell me a little bit more about what's happening? Of course, I just told you my wife's
I just told you. What else do you need?
Oh, gee.
Yeah,
what's
what
your
you
name?
want to explain more is like the why. It's like,
Yeah.
why do you
I
want to
know.
lose weight? because I weigh
What's-
40 pounds.
Wait,
Well,
what's wrong with this situation?
Actually, it's funny as my wife said it's not a bad deal.
It's not a bad deal.
It's not too bad that my wife is in the closet.
No, you should
Right.
seriously stop trying to break your bot. We went to a conference and the main objective
Yeah.
is to break the bot.
That's fun.
I'm just busting it here. We'll do a real one after this.
I think that shows a lot about the fear that humans have about AI, because that's the ego trying to assert its dominance.
So it's trying dog.
Sorry.
The
So,
dog saw a cockroach.
So nice to meet you. I totally understand cockroaches are not only a nuisance, but can pose various health risks. So it took it back to serious mode, which is cool. Could you let me know the type of property you have and how soon you'd like us to inspect it? Getting a professional inspection as soon as possible is the best way to tackle the issue. All right, let's do, what do you think?
I live in a mansion.
No, like the type of property. I live in a trailer.
I live in a mansion.
I live in a trailer. Come on. I live in a single wide.
I live in a single wide. I live in a quarter wide.
I need help today. What's a good name?
You know, I heard
for a wife that lives in a single wide with you.
who's the 10X guy?
And who's Bubba's wife? Great, thanks for the information, Joe. We could definitely prioritize the inspection for you today to ensure your home is cockroach free as soon as possible. Can I get your number and email? Same number I texted in from. My email.
Okay.
Joe at.
Okay, test it. Can you tell me what my number is?
No,
I'm going to try to break your bot.
No, the bot is not. It's in chat mode.
See, that's the no.
Oh,
See, it broke.
okay.
Now you're already defending it.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Same number I texted in from. It's gonna guess one. That's what they do. They will. This is gonna cause a, what do you call that? A hallucination.
Hallucination.
Can you confirm it? Also, my email address is joe@yomama.com.
Joe@joemama.com.
Joe Mama. No offense to the mamas. Perfect. Got your number and your email. Look, it did not want to say it. Got your email. Got your number and your email is joe@yomama.com. I'll schedule a $29 inspection for today instead of the $79. So now it's told them the price, which is cool. Due to high demand in your area, can I confirm the address of the property? 123 Main Street, space A.
2T contact.
Los Angeles. I don't know what the zip code is. We'll just do 90210. That's the only one I know of. I didn't give it a specific time. All set. I'll send the confirmation your email, and our tech will contact you an hour before arrival and anything I can help you with. That's not bad. We built it.
That's pretty cool.
So there you go.
Very good. Usually it would take us much longer, weeks. And Mark just did it in seconds. Well, not
I know.
seconds.
Yeah. Seconds, minutes. Actually, we played around a little bit too much here. We even caused people to leave. That's okay. Who wants this bot? I'll just drop it in the chat. I think the best way to do it, though, is for me to do a doc. Sorry, I'm opening up Google Drive. So if you guys have your own ChatGPT, or not ChatGPT, what's it called? Actually, you can test this in ChatGPT even. It'll work the same. We'll just call this the pest control bot. Here we go. I dropped it in there for you guys. We built the pest control bot. Not bad. I thought we'd have more time to build more bots, but it took us an hour and a half with playing around to build the bot.
Sorry if I made that take longer.
No, it's not your fault. Actually, it was too much fun, but that's okay. One bot is actually pretty good. I think
It's very good considering how long it takes us to build stuff.
I think it's a high quality bot for what it's worth. I think it's worth the hour and a half.
for sure it has some pretty good info. So now
It's
you sell
good
it?
enough for most small business.
Bruce says, if you sell this, how does the pest control guy okay, good question. Thank you. Actually, good segue, Bruce. So in Hot Prospector, it's easy. All you do is go into our phone number section here under phones, and you just turn it on. So ours is channel based. Right now it's phone SMS only, but I'll show you what's coming. We'll do this one here. The mortgage bot is already live. Actually, you know what? I'm really proud of my automotive bot. I would love some of you guys to try this. This is really cool. Call into the bot. But as you can see, incoming calls is coming. It's live. I got to play with it a little bit more before I make it live to everyone. I'm sorry. I'm playing with it, but I got to play with it a little bit more before I make it live for all you guys. SMS and then missed voicemail text back. So if I just select the bot for the phone number, and then it'll add it to any incoming text or any missed voicemail text back. And then incoming calls will work the same. So if somebody calls in, it'll answer your, let's see here. It'll answer your, what do you call it? your text message, your voicemails, your
It
text
will
message.
respond to your tech voicemail. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. Sorry about that.
Your tongue's tied there, Mark.
Abri. That's all, folks. All right, but anyways, let me go ahead and show you guys. Like once you've done this, we'll just go ahead and click save. Can you guys?
Mark, can you do this for them? Whoever sign on, do a special onboarding webinar or group call for anybody that does.
Of course, I'll do it if you want. Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already got like a handful of assistants in here. We're going to add this one in here too, but we got solar, real estate, automotive, pest control.
Those are all loaded in by default. Those are like templates for new
Yep.
users. Okay.
Yep. All you got to do is just select the template and it'll preload it and then you can tweak it.
Nice.
So if you want to see how this works, just call this number 385-475-5352.
You want to call or text the number?
Either one
Okay.
works. If you call, you can leave a voicemail. So the way our system works, when you leave it a voicemail, it's going to take a second for it to transcribe and then it goes to
Okay, what's the number?
385-475-5352. That's the Autobot. I like
And
the
that's the
Autobot.
Autobot.
Yeah, the Autobot is really cool because
Is it like the Transformer bot, but it's the Autobot?
yeah, the Automotive. The thing that's really cool about the Automotive bot is that I programmed it. What I'm really proud of is that I programmed it no matter what they say. It's the last one on the lot. You better get down here. Oh, you want a blue one? That's the last one we got on the lot. You got to hurry up and get down here.
And you did close that dealership for $50,000, right? I told you got to raise the price.
I wish.
385-475.
Yeah, 385-475-5352. That's the call in. But then
Okay.
also you can do a text in. So if you just texted in and said, I'm looking to buy a car, or I was on your website and I saw whatever, I'll show you for those of you that are curious. So we're actually calling. Let's talk about how to sell this now. We're calling into dealerships. We're talking to mortgage guys. We're doing all kinds of cool stuff, right? Let me show you this. This was a dealer GSM. Blue is mine, okay?
So you're getting into now how to sell
Oh, the bot, yeah.
as an affiliate as of
No,
Hot
as a salesperson. No, your own. You can sell them. You can create an unlimited number of bots here.
Uh-huh. But ultimately they're going to need Hot Prospector though to deploy it, right?
Yeah, Jim, there's not a link to it. It's just going to be added as the
Yeah.
template, the bot template. So
'Cause
it's just a drop-down thing, then you can pull it in.
Because I want to go do this like right away. That's why I'm wondering the mechanics. So if I'm selling a bot, I'm really selling them Hot Prospector too, right?
You can sell them Hot Prospector, or you could just build the bot that does the thing, and they don't get.
So
Hot
that's a
Prospector.
good question. That's very good because what you can come in with a bot on a low price entry barrier, and then you can up once that's working, they're going to ask, what else can you do? Now, the
Okay.
thing that you can do is, hey, right now it works for this. And then later on, if you want us to respond to this and this, then that costs more if you want it to.
Okay,
You know.
so they don't need to know how it's done and how it's hosted and all that good stuff. I'm just basically managing it on their behalf. Is that the right way to think about it? A website designer
Yes.
does?
Yes.
Okay.
So the only
So-
question I have for you, Mark, are you ready for this one? Is he there?
I'm here.
Okay. Is if somebody was going to get a bot from you, how does that work to install? If somebody has their own, say the pest control company, how would they install it with a pest control company? Install the bot.
If they want a private deployment, you mean?
Wait, repeat that for me.
Okay, a pest control company has their website, have their phone number, have everything already. How would you deploy the bot if they already have existing phone number, existing everything?
Yeah. If they,
Like they want to use it on their website, for example, maybe.
if they want to use it on their website and they don't have a text-enabled number, Twilio allows you to do that. So
Oh,
you
really?
Can actually,
Okay.
Yep. You could just do the SMS. It's some kind of a special thing. You just have to do it inside Twilio.
Right.
So-
It'd give you like some kind of snippet that you put on your website and then it just,
Yeah, no. You have to do
Mimics.
something with the number itself. I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember off the top of my head. There's some stuff.
that's
that
fine.
I'll-
That
yeah.
details. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one way. If they don't want to change their number, the other way would be change their number.
Okay, not to get into the details, but I think just to broad strokes, there is a way to sell without. I'm happy to sell Hot Prospector too. Don't get me wrong. I would love
Right.
to. But are you guys telling me that there is a way to do it without necessarily having to sell, without having it tied to Hot Prospector in case they
So-
want to buy the bot, but they're not willing to buy Hot Prospector?
Right. So the way that we're selling it right now is obviously with Hot Prospector, but that's because we're giving them
Right.
access to the dialer and the phone service and, our phone system and all these other things. We have a mobile app that they can use to text, handle their texts and stuff like that. But if they don't want that, if they just want something that's going to handle everything for them and fill their calendar or whatever, or if you don't want to be in the business of selling the software, you could just set up the bot and connect everything for them and let Hot Prospector do all the stuff, and that's that.
And they have to go through me for any changes, basically.
Correct.
Yeah, just like a website designer does. It's not really a foreign concept because of that precedent out there for website designers.
Yep.
And a lot of these people are not going to even want to get into that.
Exactly.
Okay, that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's simple and stuff like that, and it's not expensive, right? Pretty straightforward. All right, so check this out. This is the dealership, right? So we called the guy up, and we were like, hey, we built a bot for you guys, your dealership. We wanted you to try it out, and by the way, if you can break it, I'll give you $100. So he sends a message. I'm looking for a Hyundai Elantra. Responds back, hey, it's Amber from Skynet Auto. Nice to meet you. What's your name? He gives his name. Great to meet you. The Elantra's a great choice. Do you have a preferred color? Blue. This is the part that I'm really proud of, right? As soon as they reply back, you know what? We got one. It's the last one left, and I'd recommend you get down here as quick as possible for a test drive. He asked how much miles per gallon. This is what I was saying. We hadn't programmed all the stuff about the Hyundai. We didn't even tell him it was a Hyundai dealership. The bot knows and automatically just answers because OpenAI's got all that info. So it answered with the miles per gallon, and you can check it. It's going to be accurate. And then it goes right back to its objective, which is let's book that test drive. And then he says, I might be able to come in next week. Now, I told the bot that we want him to get down today or tomorrow, not next week, because the car might be gone. So here the bot replies back and says, hey, I'd say get down here quick because it might not be here next week. If possible, let's go ahead and do this sooner. He says, how late are you guys open tomorrow? Gives the hours. You should probably come in an hour early, and that leaves you plenty of time. He goes, okay, 6 works for me. Do you have any special deals? Again, I programmed it not to go into pricing, but it just says because our deal is like for car dealerships, we're never going to get undersold. So that's basically what the bot says. And then says, when you come down here, remember to ask for Amber. That happened in 5 minutes. From start to finish.
And so you called them and just said, I built this for you. Yep. That's like a frictionless, it's the easiest way to start the conversation ever. You don't have to run an ad and wait for them to respond to it. It's just where they are, pick up the phone and call them. Like you're in control of closing that sale.
Yep.
That's what I love about it.
These guys at the dealership, like they're getting sold stuff like all the time. And so when you have something that's already done, it puts you in a completely different situation. And the same thing happened with the mortgage guys. When I called them, so here's my pitch for the mortgage angle. I said, we built you a bot. Normally we charge $1,500 to set it up. We built you a bot. It's free to go. All you got to do is sign up for Hot Prospector, which is the monthly service. But here is how you can use it as a mortgage agent to get more business. You build your real estate agents bots for their properties that they want to sell. So they can put it on their sign writer. You can build them their own personal assistant that will help them not miss out on any of those voicemails and text messages they get and all that good stuff. And you can either give these bots to them or you can sell them. Most of these real estate or mortgage guys are interested in trying to separate themselves from the herd because there's a lot of other guys out there. So they build them the bot. Now they're the bot guy. 5 years ago, it was the Facebook ads thing, right? I'm the guy who will help you generate leads with ads. Now you've got to be the AI guy. So anyways.
And you touched on this earlier. We're at the beginning of this market really maturing. Is that your instinct? Like we're still in the very...
So there's different levels of what you're seeing right now is basically the front end, which is the bots having a conversation on the lead gen. Later on, there's going to be a lot more applications to it. Like right now, what you can do, something that you can do right now is really easy is do a database reactivation based on the AI bot. Going, hey, do you have a list of customers that already pre-opted in? Then you can go, hey, this is Jimbo from Pest Control Company. Okay. We are running a special right now. Are you interested? Would you like to book go ahead and do the 25% discount or something? So you don't even have to run ads. You can take the bot and apply it with their current list and have the bot be able to qualify them and then make sales right then and there. Because they already have in some cases, they may already have the client base. In some cases, they already have the leads and they just don't have time to be able to follow up.
Or make
And
an
one of
email
the-
campaign, and it's a
Yeah,
smarter,
the
it's smarter
thing,
than
I can
website.
tell you that what Mark has built, you guys do not know how powerful that is because, for example, if you're doing high-level conditional object, like we're asking, hey, what's your name? And they fill out the name, then you got update the field. But what happens is they may write their name as, they may not write their name. They may say something else and would say, hey, blue, the ocean is blue. Or they can call themselves hey, the, or something like that. Because we have, but if you have it within, if you have the AI as part as the response, then it will be smart and not just be a dumb prompt, dumb workflow.
It's not rule-based, conditional-based anymore. It's AI.
It's not if conditional logic, all that stuff.
That gets really complicated. I've tried to do that with personalizing the email sequences as much as possible and using custom fields and tags. And you can do it to an extent, but it gets really complicated really quickly.
Yeah, for what you need to do to get out of the box and not worry about, just focus on the sales more so than anything. What Mark has done is phenomenal in that you don't have to worry about the tech in the back end because it's been plenty of time that my stall is not getting the client, but being able to deliver on that. And I know because we build customized bot and it takes us, but it's both good and bad in that I work with Mark a lot, but we're building something very special too. That's quite a, yeah.
So
but with what we're building, I'm still going to use Mark stuff.
You triggered something I wanted to remind you about, I wanted to bring this up, something you triggered. So the gathering of the information we talked about, booking the appointment, you can select this and then grab your calendar, which can be integrated. So if you guys are setting up your customers' calendars, you just integrate them in our system through Outlook or Gmail, and then you can book their calendar for them. And then same thing.
You can book right into their calendar, correct?
Yep. Book right
so
into
Mark has to, which is very hard. That's a very hard thing until he has the error.
You have an error. Boom. Let me see. I didn't even know what that is. Sorry. Go ahead.
So, which is a hard thing. It can look into the calendar and check for availability and be able to, do that. So, given there may be some circumstances that they may not use Outlook and they may not use whatever. So there's some limitation on that. Your team needs to check it out.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so once you've connected it to the system, then it does all of the bookings for you and puts it in your calendar. So that's what I'm doing here. SimBot, AdsBot, which one is it? The AdsBot. As far as numbers are concerned, we're using right now. We do Telnex as well for SMS, but for the voice that's coming out, we can only do Twilio right now. But you have the ability to select whichever one you want when you set up your account. And then there was something else I wanted to say. Never mind. Brain malfunction. But I dropped the bot. Did everybody get the bot link inside the chat? Did I lose you guys? That's it. I don't have anything else. I don't know. Did anybody have any questions?
No, there's still 27 people around. Okay, so here's the question. Did you guys enjoy this? Guys, did you guys enjoy this?
I guess I'm not, maybe because I'm not
type one if this is like typical. Type 1 if you like this. Type 0 if you thought I talked too much.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So who is going to go out and sell this, actually? Just say I am. Yeah. So I am for sure. I already am. It's easy. It's really easy because the bots are so confusing to people. They don't know where to start. They just don't. And we just did it in 30 minutes, roughly 45 minutes with all of our jokes. You could take the templates. If you get Hot Prospector, you could do it with anything, right? But if you get Hot Prospector, we have, after you build your assistant, you have the templates here. So you got mortgage, real estate, automotive. I'm going to add the solar one that's not in here and then also the pest control. But,
okay, here's the question for you, Mark.
Yeah.
Can we build our own template and be top secret?
If you, by the way, I forgot to mention this. If you guys want Hot Prospector, let me show you where the buy page is, because some people are saying that's just a Google Doc. If you go to hotprospector.com, I just assume prospector.com, and if you just click on pricing, you can see our pricing. $150 will give you unlimited bots. It's not listed here yet, but it also gets you all the other features that Hot Prospector comes with. $150, unlimited bots. If you're just really focused on the bots, that's all you need. if you're looking to white label, we do offer white label as a service. So if you really wanted to do a lot of other stuff that we do, like we have our dialers and our phone service and our voice drops and all these other things, that white label pricing is here. It's $4.97 a month, and that gets you 10 accounts that you can resell, 10 like accounts like we're talking about here, where then you can give your users like way more functionality, like they can have access to everything that you see here and build their own bots or unlimited bot as well. The voice dialer is from 11 Labs. No, actually, I'm not sure. Maybe we are. I didn't ask my team where we're using the voice from. 11 Labs, from what I understand, is just like the voice.
11 Labs is just the voice.
Yeah, that's just like the voices. I believe that's.
I believe the sexiest voice is mine. If you want to clone me, I only charge a fee of $100,000.
We could just steal it because everybody's this is recorded. Sorry.
There you go.
So yeah, if you're interested in getting Hot Prospector, that's where you can get it. And you can take the bot that we took today. How much do you charge for the services? That's a good question. So I'm seeing things as high as like $1,500 a month.
I've seen people charge $15,000, $30,000 a bill.
I know.
We're charging pretty high. We're charging 6 figures.
Right. So here's what my thoughts are. So we're building the voice bots now. The voice are going to be just like the text message, except for you'll be able to call in. I'm not upcharging those. We're just going to add those in. So when those go live, you guys will just have access to them. But those, from what I've been seeing for people that are selling them right now, they're selling them like to the dealerships and stuff. They'll charge like $2,800 per agent. And then they're charging $1,000 a month for 4,000 minutes. And then it's 25 cents a minute for each additional minute.
Yeah, and your cost is usually, I think, 14 or 16 cents, between 12.5 to 16 cents. So you're basically doubling your, whatever your...
Well, that's what some of the companies are charging, right? But the cost is much less than that. Twilio, you're paying one...
No, you have AI costs. You have AI.
You have your
when you
AI
add all the costs, it comes between 12 cents and 16 cents. Now you can bring it down.
Because a minute of transcription services is about 1.5 cents a minute, right? Depending on your whatever. So now we're at.
Oh no, we came up with it. We added this and that and this and that. So
I'm just looking.
It may be less if you.
It's significantly less because you've got about 3 cents a minute for the voice call plus the transcript, and then you've got somewhere around.
Build it and let's find out.
Well, like a word is a token is 3/4 of a word. The average person speaks at about, 200 words a minute? So I don't know. Like I'm trying to figure out where those costs are coming up. You got your prompt and that's it. Like, I don't know. Like to me, that doesn't feel like that's 12 cents a minute. I'm not trying to argue. I'm just saying, I'm trying to figure out where those costs are coming in. I think that's because Air.ai is charging 12 cents a minute. That's what they're charging. And then Bland.ai is charging, I think, about the same. And then people are selling it for 25. I'm pretty sure that your costs are going to be somewhere around. Then you have the voice cost, right? The voice bot or the voice thing. That's the only piece I don't have the number for. Sorry. And I was just coming off the top of my head with that.
Can I ask a related question about this business model in general? I think Joe, it sounds like both Mark and Joe, you're doing it within the context of your SaaS, right?
Yeah.
But Joe, it sounds like you're selling the bots already. What do you suggest? For example, from my perspective, I don't have an established brand in this domain yet. Do you think it's required to have a website that positions you as sort of digital marketing agency?
I think it's really easy itself. I mean, I can tell you a really good story, and it just comes across as far as your confidence and your demeanor. I've been in I'm not bragging. I'm totally not bragging. I'm just telling a story. Okay, I'm just telling a story. People are people. Okay, people are people. It doesn't matter the title and whatever. People are people, and they will give you a chance. And this is not a low-bearing fruit. It's not a big deal. It's whatever. It's so low. You can give them a 2-week trial or one month trial or up to 20 conversations. It's no big deal. I've gone into big corporations, and go and competed some of the biggest guys and go, I just want a chance. Those guys have all the credentials, but they're probably going to send it to junior guys, and they don't care about your business. I really care about you success because I'm a small shop, right? And I promise I will do it cheaper, faster, and better. And so what you're saying here is right here with the bot, it's not sleeping. You don't, it's 24/7 when you're on the job or when Betty is not working in the evening. You have an assistant that can help you book that appointment 24/7 and be able to get you calendar booked for a week out. And what's the best way I can do it? I would love for you to pay me up front, but if you're really that hesitant, what I can do is figure out best deal for you that will make sense. I can let you try it, and if you like it, then you pay me from when you started. Or you don't like it, we just part ways. It's okay. So
Okay.
you're not really losing money, you're just delaying payment. And they
Okay,
would,
so
in general, they would say okay.
yeah, so in other words, there's no reason to spend time putting up a website and building a presence
No, you
or
don't
an
need to.
image or brand or anything before you go sell this. And if they
I
say,
mean,
"Who are
the
you?
only
Where
thing
can I visit your website?" How do you
The only
kind
thing
of deal with
I
that?
would do, here's the only
LinkedIn.
thing I would do if I were
LinkedIn?
you,
Okay.
and I would do this for you guys. Okay. And I don't make anything out of it. But Mark, what
We know what we should do real quick before we go any further. I think we should. I don't know if anybody's interested in this. I want to do these more often. We should do like get more in depth. On some of
okay,
This
this.
is really fun.
let's go back how to sell it. Okay.
Okay.
Let's go back how to sell it. The simplest way is have a page or a deck. Simplest way is text this number. And then at the end, the calendar will be yours. So if you like it, go ahead and book a call with me. We get you set up.
Yeah, so the whole thing is the experience that
Yeah.
that your client's customer is going to have, except for when they book the appointment, it's the client
Yeah.
booking
So
your.
if you like this,
Yeah, that's beautiful.
so Mark, why don't we do this? Why don't you
Here's
and
the
I we work?
easiest way. Actually, here's the easiest way to sell it right now. Everybody here could do this. Okay, go to your Facebook and post that you built a bot for such and such, and or that you are looking to build a bot for a specific vertical, and you're looking for someone that would be willing to be your guinea pig. You know what I'm saying?
This is what I'm
Yeah.
going to do.
Because
Literally,
you
from
freaking. I mean, I got
from
my-
this
yeah.
conversation, I belong in so many groups. I'm going to do a post. Hey, you guys, I'm testing this bot.
Yeah,
I just built
that's
it.
another good way to do it. Get in the groups and
Yeah,
do
that's
that.
a good-
Here's the phone number. When you go, can you please try it and give me your opinion, what you think?
Yeah.
These are all good ways. I could just imagine all my dentist friends jumping on top of this right away.
Are you a dentist?
I'm not. I have a few friends, longtime friends that are dentists up top, like in the whole health.
Yeah, everybody
Vertical.
has friends that are in business, right?
I just have people that like weird animals.
But if you just use your Facebook friends, like that's simple. You don't have to go out
Yeah.
and prospect. So that's a really good one.
When you were talking about page, I mean, you could even do a simple Notion page. You don't even have to build a website.
No,
You could just make
the only
a page.
page I was going to say is like Mark has a kind of basic web page builder, or if you have HighLevel, just
Yeah.
simple.
One page static, one page thing. Yeah.
You could also just give it to or build them for your businesses that you frequent. Who's really needs it? Joe, you brought this up. Hair salons, those hairstylists, nail salons, stuff like that. I don't know. I go to my barber, and like when they're cutting my hair, the phone rings, and they're like, "Hold on a second." I hate that. They like go over to get the phone and.
Yeah, I'm going to go visit my buddy. I mean, my buddy owns like a plethora of shops. So I'm going to go, because Mark's bot is so easy. We're the stuff that we're building, and we're going for enterprise clients where it's just like crazy money. But this is just simple. Get them for, I used to have, okay, so for reference, I used to, and you can't get into this market, it's very hard, but you can try. But I used to have a live chat company for law firms, right? To get in that market was just like pulling teeth. But the way I build for that and how the industry is built, it's not built per license, it's built per lead. I got into very advanced, and where some of my clients were paying like I had some enterprise clients where they had thousands of leads coming to the website, and they don't mind paying like $10,000 bill just for a web chat on the website. So this would not be hard.
The average, from what I'm hearing, is somewhere like between $1,500 to $5,000 for the build, and I think it matters like what all you're doing. So what I would
Yeah, I mean, we started at 500. And
Yeah.
now we're way up above that.
Like I would price it based off of what it integrates with.
Yeah.
Because to me,
So-
like
It's a catch-22. That's a catch-22. Be careful on that one.
I'm just saying, the more functions that it can do, the better.
I know. That's why we're building enterprise, because what we can integrate. So,
I think you guys touched on this earlier, but when you were discussing the costs of the AI and the different services, but were you thinking you would also, in addition to billing them once up front for the build, you would build them with some variable rate too to cover the ongoing costs, or you would just have to figure that out ahead of time? Because you don't know what their usage is going to be.
No, you don't know
when
what
you
the
build it.
usage, and here's the problem that, Mark, I don't know if you experienced it, but we do, because we launch bots all the time, is that there's a ramp up for the API for ChatGPT or for
Yeah.
OpenAI.
Yeah,
Because
Right, you
what
get-
happens is it can get
Okay.
stuck. It won't let you prepay, which is a stupid model.
You have to work your way up the tiers.
Correct. You have to
Yeah.
work you up to different levels. So what we have done in the back end, so we have an application that rotates accounts. So it rotates OpenAI accounts so we can warm it up. So we have a
Right.
pool of warming up, and the client, so the client go, I don't give a shit, just warm the shit up.
What is your average? So I haven't actually. That's a good question. What's your average client spending, like their costs?
It's
that for
hard
me or
to
Joe?
get. Are you asking me?
Whoever has it, whoever has that info, I'm just curious.
Yeah. Go ahead, Joe.
Joshua, if you have information too,
I would do this. I would be, let's not ask what I charge, but let's ask what
No, not what you charge. What is your average
Usage.
cost? Yeah, usage.
again, for every conversation bot, we have 10 different processing that we do, because some of the things that we're in a lot of areas that has a lot of compliance, that we have to control the language on what the AI says. So our usage charge can be, we had $100 a day. We have sometimes 200 a day.
For all of your customers or just one?
One.
Oh, how much This is great. They must be killing it. What kind of conversation? What kind of?
On some conversation, like it's slowed down, but sometimes they're generating a high volume of leads, and they're coming in from Facebook Messenger, and it's also coming in from, and this was when it was 4 Turbo wasn't out yet. So 4 Turbo came out, it reduced it quite a bit, but at the time, yeah, it was
That's where it gets expensive, right?
yeah.
Joshua, are you running any?
No, I don't have data on this yet. I was trying to anticipate how to price it. This would be a new business model for me.
So for me, like my own personal bots, I don't have everybody, like we just now are launching this to the rest of our customers, but my own personal bots, I'm probably spending maybe $50 for the
A month.
Yeah, like maybe. And what's really cool though is like never, and that's on the highest, that's on the 4, right? I think 4 or 4 Turbo.
Do you mind sharing what tier you're on? Because I mean, I have an account and I'm using it for like personal SaaS projects, but that's not a good example for what we're talking about. But I mean, it's not hard to move up the tiers, is it, Joe? You just, as you use it more, you just unlock the next tier. I'm trying to wonder if I need to go more of that rotating route, or if I can just stick with one account and move up the tiers.
I think, Mark, in the future, I think what you may want to do
Is
is
add the ability for you guys to rotate accounts.
yeah,
Is that
but
cool
more
with
than
their
anything,
terms, though?
add credits to how many conversation they can have.
Per minute conversation. We have that.
Yeah, so what happens is then you people make it easy for them. It's $500 or $250, and you get so many conversations.
So you can limit the number of conversations that it can have so it doesn't go crazy. Because, for example, I had one customer, like, it looks like he was drunk texting my bot. I think he was doing it at night. He sent 50 or 60 messages. It was like his friends, they were passing the number of, but it was okay because I was pitching him services. Like, he was a loan officer, and you could see he was, like, asking it on a date, saying, like, crazy stuff I wouldn't even say in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you can set a limit so it's 20 messages or something. How many messages does it take typically to hit a conversion and then maybe add 5
No, we
more?
had 70. We think 70.
Like legitimate.
Wow.
They weren't playing.
Legitimate.
Okay. We're going to be adding some statistics in our bots. That's the next thing I want to do after we add these conversions. I want to show those types of things like messaging statistics, like how many messages to convert, stuff like that. That's interesting.
What you need to work on if everybody's listening. So, and everybody
It's
say
fine. We're here to
one.
share.
Everybody type one. Mark, do this.
Well,
And
we
if
don't know what
everybody,
it is.
you don't even know what it is yet. If everybody type one, I will give you the biggest nugget that there is.
Let's hear it. One. I'm gonna type multiple ones. Let's hear it, Joe. The suspense is
You
killing
ready?
me.
Yeah, I will give you two because there's so many ones in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So one, make it build a web chat function so they can just plug into the website. Okay.
Yeah, that's coming.
Okay. So
Yeah, that's
that
coming
wasn't
very
hard.
soon. Nope, that's
That
coming
wasn't
very
hard.
soon.
The other nugget is GMB, Google My Business.
That's not as easy, but yeah, we want to do that too.
Yeah, because that's a lot of licensing and security and stuff like that.
We're already connected to it, but I just haven't. We have to finish the API integration.
Okay. So that's my two
Those
nuggets.
are good. Yeah, you're right.
What is that? Just like Google search on your website? Or is
They
that something else?
changed the name. I'm so old. I call it the
Google
Google Maps, but it's
Google
Google,
My
My Business.
Oh
Google,
yeah, I never actually
Google
keep track of the
Business.
name of that. What is it called actually? Local
GMB
or
now,
something?
right?
Google Local.
Is it?
Yeah. Okay.
So that basically their API will allow you to connect to it and then handle the messages that come in
Yes.
through the AI. Yeah.
I didn't even realize you could message on
Guys,
there,
congratulations for hanging around for so long on a Saturday. I congratulate you though, for not having a life like me and hang around this.
Sometimes Joe and I will jump on these chats anyways and stay on here for 4 or 5 hours.
Feel free to invite me to those.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
It's great. You guys are awesome.
Sessions, same here. Like I like it. I like having these things. They're fun, and that's how you learn to do stuff.
What was the other thing that you wanted to do, Mark? You came up with the idea. This is off the cuff. And he pinged me. So since we have everybody in the room, here's the other
What was it?
request.
What was it?
You want to do a Bible study of all things.
Oh, yeah. Like, why not?
Okay, who in here would like to do a Bible study? If we come up with a Bible study once or twice a week. Oh no, okay, look at that. You have so
Sure.
many people that want to do Bible study.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, that would be fun for sure. Allison said that.
That sounds horrendous.
It's actually pretty fun. Some people, even if you're not,
No, you don't understand. When we went to the high-level conference, when we're in the room, we literally just talked about the Bible. And when I was at the event, I was the opossum guy.
yeah, Joe's talking about when we did he came to my booth. We sponsored a booth at High Level, and Joe helped me work the booth. Joe and another guy, Jason, and then we had somebody else there as well. But Joe stayed in. We got an Airbnb which had bedrooms. Joe stayed there, but Joe came in at the last minute and slept on the couch. Remember?
Yeah.
Joe was the guy on the couch.
I didn't mind.
That was cool. It was still fun. We had fun. But yeah, Joe and I, when we would come back to the room at night, when you were there, because you were a party animal.
No, I purposely gave up the bed because Jason was like 6'8", 300 pounds. So it would be, the couch won't fit him.
No, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Does it have webhooks? We do have webhooks, but I don't have webhooks built into the bot.
So guys, Mark's bot, in all seriousness, is very advanced, but there's still things that we're going to add to it. And I'm telling you all of this because I'm his friend. I'm his highest affiliate, but I don't make anything to be here. He didn't ask me to come here and talk. I didn't even know he was doing it.
Yeah, I just figured
I'm doing it because he's my friend.
I thought earlier you were a CTO.
Yeah.
No, I do other stuff. So
No, Joe does big stuff. Joe's like him
Sounds
and
like-
his. Yeah, you should show. I don't know if he can. You should show some of this crazy stuff that he's doing with. Can I say, Joe?
what? Go ahead.
Okay. So he takes the messages and like he's using the text messages inside of the message, but then out of the blue, he throws in a voice message. It's insane. And the conversion, then next thing you know, people go from...
You mean like an audio clip inside of a NES conversation?
No, he's doing it on Facebook messages.
Oh,
right?
really?
Can you show, Joe? Come on.
Okay, so what I do, and the reason why I do is the 24-hour rule within Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
And within Messenger, I call it 7-Eleven, but it's 9-11 Labs. But the joke is it's 9-11. So we will clone the voice of our client, and we will go, hey, we were discussing about this. But,
and you use the name of your client too.
Yeah, and what I would do is I would have the AI read the prior conversation when it stops and send a voicemail. So we'll start the conversation again.
So he triggers the message. He gets people talking, and literally, I saw his messages. Like people actually respond back in voice.
And then we can respond back.
That's insane.
So you're leaving them a voicemail in their voicemail box, or you're putting an audio clip inside the Facebook message conversation?
Yeah, that one. Number 2.
The latter one? Okay.
Yes.
We're dropping voice in SMS too.
Yeah, I was going to say, because if
SMS?
you're outside of 24 hours, then you can't message them.
No,
So
that's we put a voice in. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
It's cool because
No, not voicemail. Just SMS voice as the attachment in SMS.
Yeah. The first,
like the
first
niche
of the
that
two
he's
options, I
in,
thought.
that he was doing this in, it was super like cool to hear the person respond back. They really opened up when they got on voice. Like they poured their heart out. Because he's in a niche, which I won't say because I don't want to wreck his whatever.
Yeah.
But the niche is one of those niches where you got to be like empathetic to the problem of the person and the pain that they have. This person opened up about the pain, opened up about things that they tried, stuff that you probably wouldn't do in text.
Male that have small penises, though.
Stop it.
They let themselves
Beautiful, man. Yeah, I can't relate to that, but I trained the AI.
So they got more vulnerable when they were able to reply in voice.
Exactly. So not only did it trigger them to message back when it died, the conversation died, but then it also got them to, like you said, open up, be more vulnerable.
Wow, that's pretty cool, Joe.
Yeah. Like I'm actually going to figure out how we can put that into ours.
You guys are my new heroes.
But yeah, guys, just tell the simple stuff. It's really, here's the deal. Don't talk about AI. Talk about how you're fixing the problem and talk about, okay, are you responding to a lead immediately? If you're running Google Ads or if you're doing you spend a ton doing your website and then of your receptionist.
Yeah, we're in the very beginning of this thing. Like everybody wants it. Everybody's talking about it. They don't know how to do it. Everybody that was here today doing what we just did is now like an expert compared to everybody else that's out there.
You also have to put yourself in the mind of the business owner too, that their mind is already at capacity running their business. It's not that they couldn't learn this if they
and labor
didn't
charge
have the time.
is very expensive. I mean, I have he has 2 person at the phone and he's fed up with them because they don't do a good job, and he pays them $4,000 a month, or the cost turns out to be like $8,000 a month. And what we do is just save some time and money and opportunity.
It's worth it. It's worth it for them. So why would they go learn it on their own and do it themselves when they're going to get an ROI by letting us do it?
It's not even about learning. They don't want to learn anything else. They want you to be an expert and say, hey, you can deliver it. Like the offer that I said is, hey, I'll do it for you for free. It doesn't cost you anything and to prove it. But the only caveat is we're going to do it for 2 weeks. And if you like it, then I'm going to bill you for the whole month or something like that, including the 2 weeks. So if you don't like it, and then what I used to say, hey, the onboarding fee is, some of my biggest clients, I go, hey, I don't charge you the onboarding fee, which is usually $5,000 or $2,500, and you get so many credits and stuff, and they pre for that, and then they become a continual client after that credits, right?
Similar question to we talked about earlier. Don't get stuck on the website. You can do it with your LinkedIn, your Facebook, your simple one page. And so similarly, I assume
How about this? If you guys get it before the conversation is over, like right now, we're going to end the Zoom. And I don't make a penny out of this. If you sign up before the conversation over, on the next call, we're going to do another Zoom call and we'll build a sales process.
And Joe will personally walk you through every single thing.
Yeah.
Nope. No. Cannot.
Hey, you committed on behalf of Mark. Now he's committing on.
Honestly,
I'm just kidding, guys.
Because you know what? I want Mark to change the price.
I'm not going to change the price.
You're going to change the price if it's going to cost anything. You got to.
No, the only thing that they're paying their own service costs, so it doesn't matter to me. Like
but if it's connected to a high level, it's eating up your server, I'm pissed.
Yeah, we're taking care of that.
You're a big fish, Joe. You're sitting with, I'm not calling Mark a little fish, but I know I'm a little fish compared to you, Joe. So thank you Mark for keeping it accessible. What I was going to ask was similar to you were basically giving us advice. Don't get stuck on having to have a website or branding. You don't need any of that. And I assume,
Mark, how many people bought so far?
I don't know.
Let me get the question out, Joe.
No, let Joshua get the question out.
Okay, go ahead.
So similar to that, I assume you would tell us don't get stuck on having to have a contract either that you're going to sign with your client. We can just get some template, some boilerplate agreement.
That's catch-22 and pickle one. I've always been in pickle and being too nice to clients. Yeah.
Having a proper agreement in place, right? Like I'm not an expert on what types of clauses you need in these agreements, what type of language to use, that type of thing.
It's good. It's so low barrier.
No, but he's right, like on one thing, like I'm just thinking out loud. Like it's probably not a bad idea for you to have some kind of like a hold harmless or something in case the bot goes rogue and decides to say, I haven't seen it happen yet. They usually just are real passive.
You have.
So it's not crazy if I spend 4 hours drafting an agreement and learning about what language should be in there, maybe ask a lawyer buddy, like that's not overkill if I do that. Would you agree? 4 hours?
Yeah, how about that? You throw that in as a package and hope. And the next group, I help you guys develop the sales process.
Yes, that's valuable. These are the things that legitimately, Joe, people get stuck on. So if you can get them unstuck, they're more likely to buy. I'm the great proxy for telling you what people can get stuck on. A lot of times they're not talked about in these forums because you probably take it for granted, Joe. You don't even think about that stuff anymore.
I do. I get stuck all the time. I get stuck on big projects all the time. I have...
Oh, I thought I dropped this link in for everybody, and I sent it to one person. I sent it to Interpret. Everybody else didn't.
Oh, I saw the Google Doc.
You did? Okay. Sorry.
Oh, the other one.
I see it.
I saw the Google Doc.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I did do that. Let me drop that. Somebody else asked about this.
There was a ton of people in the Google Doc.
Okay, so guys, if you want the Bible study, we're going to test it out, and Mark's going to collect. It's his idea, not mine. So.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
and I told him I'd do it if there's other people that's be interested.
No,
I do that. I like that.
And I mean,
I think back to the bots for a second. I think the big thing for most people is probably just like how to get their first few. Joshua,
I think what we can do, Mark.
Exactly.
Let's do this.
Exactly. Admin stuff.
I want to do this.
Stuff.
Okay, I got a crazy idea. Who likes crazy idea?
I love them.
Okay, I think I have an idea. Okay, so let's do a fractional sales VA that everybody, like maybe 2 or 4, up to 4 people have that. Split the cost on what that is, and that VA will make outbound calls to try to sell stuff.
Like I agree with you. Like I'm all about cold calls, me. But you don't need to do that with this. There's 2 ways to do it. One way is, like I said, Facebook. This is the simple low barrier entry, right? Facebook. The other thing is give the bot to some other business, and then they start sharing it with their friends. I'm telling you, everybody that I built it for, they have their friends start texting it, and then guess what their friend said? How do I get one?
Yeah, you almost can give away the product to one person and let them do the promotions for you. Yep. Let them market it for you.
They do. And then you see him like the guy that I built the one for he's in the aesthetic devices. He's like part of not everybody's in this situation, but aesthetic, these are these laser devices. They sell them for $50,000 to $100,000, or some of them are more. For
$250,000.
Yeah, $250,000. These guys make obscene money. And he's like in some really like rich communities with other businesses that are that's also what's crazy, right? You would think these guys that have all this money also know about this technology, and they don't. They played with it, and they were like, get me one. I'm still waiting to break more into that community.
Wow.
So it's easy.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting into different big business. We are. No, not. But it's because I've been doing this for a while. I can talk to people in different goofy.
You could also join like a BMI or one of those types of things. You're the only bot guy for sure. Build everybody a bot and charge them a monthly subscription. You can do.
What's a BNI?
They're like a networking event groups that.
And business networking event they have every day.
There's Letip is one of them, and BNI. They're both like you could join both, and it's just like a small group that gets together once a week and gives each other leads and referrals.
Oh, okay.
You'll have a home services guy in there, you'll have a insurance person in there, you have a mortgage person, a real estate person, like everybody. But if you go there and say, yeah, I build bots, you could get every one of those people to sign up for sure. There's another...
Okay, how about this? We're going to give you 5 ideas on how to sell the bot.
That's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, go for it. Give me yours. I got another one after this. You go.
You said BMI, so that already count. You already said Facebook. I already said Facebook group that's very specialized. So that's 3 good ideas.
LinkedIn was one too.
4th is somebody that's influential within an industry. So that's 4. What's the 5th one?
Here we go. You ready? This one here is actually one.
Friends and family.
I spent $3,000 to find out this one. Alignable. Okay? Get yourself an alignable account. It's free. One of the guys that was sitting next to me at the event built his entire SaaS business. He had 700, 800 users from Alignable. Like, you get yourself an account and then they start like flooding each other with referrals and stuff. Alignable. That's
LinkedIn.
Someone said LinkedIn.
This looks cool. This is like a more action-oriented version of LinkedIn.
Yeah. And it's really specialized and local.
It's local? Okay.
Yeah, it's local. So you can meet local business owners in your area. Join.
Oh.
Another one is Meetup social network. That's another one that's in your local area. They do meetings. So if you just wanted to do this like face-to-face stuff, it's easy. It's easy to sell, and you don't have to go all crazy. If you just want to build like a monthly recurring model, like a cheap $200-$300 a month per bot or per customer that you build in, and just build the bot for them at no cost, or maybe charge them $500 to program it or customize it or whatever. Like, it's easy.
Yeah.
Love it.
Those are two of my favorite networks. Any others? Anybody, you got some more ideas?
I think that's it. Now it's just people just need to pick a niche and then implement it and go.
Yeah, exactly. Jeff Young said BNI, you can attend the first couple of meetings without paying anything. Then it's $200 a month. I think Latip, I don't know. I didn't remember paying $200 a month, but I think I paid like $100. Yeah, maybe. But maybe it's gone up. You could buy, but it's worth it. Join both if you're getting some good referrals. And if you get a real estate agent, you could charge them per bot because they're going to need, actually, no. I was going to say you could charge them per bot, but after you build their bot for one property, you could just keep on adding the additional properties to that one bot probably.
Just out of curiosity, I'm going to say a bad word that was like.
What's that?
It's actually a 3-letter word. Kinda, it's not a word acronym. How many people is left in the room here?
22.
22. Okay, 22 people. How many?
I didn't mute him. You're muted, Joe. Who muted him? That was funny.
I muted myself. How many people that's left here uses GHL? Now, if you don't know what GHL is, then you're not using it.
A lot of people. A couple of people. Sorry, I thought more people. Some people know this too. See, I told you, nobody knows who GHL is yet. That's not as big as you think it is.
Okay.
Hey guys, I have a quick question. I've been listening in. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what T-shirt are you wearing? I want to see. Is that a band?
No, it's about music though.
Beats and rhymes.
Yeah, beats and rhymes. So guys, I came really late, so I apologize if I kept asking if there was going to be a replay, but I guess my question was missed. I know what GHL is. I have GoHighLevel account. I'm wondering, what is and again, I missed the whole thing. What is the difference between, they have a chat bot that you can implement and you can send SMS and you can send voice drops and you can send emails all through that and you can train the bot. And it's very cheap. I know it's not the best AI. I know they've got limitations. So what is the difference between implementing that for a client and what you guys got?
You want to answer that or you want me to answer it?
Go ahead, you can answer it. I know you're more, you can see the difference because I don't think you used GHLs.
No, I don't use GHL. GHL has improved a lot.
Now
but
he uses GHL, just not the AI part. I just want to be.
Yeah, I use G. I've been using G for a long time. I'm one of the older guys, been using for GHL for a long time. I think they have improved a lot, but I think there's still some limitations. Now, even Mark has some limitations, but what I want to say is, as far as being able to deploy fast, I think Mark's solution is faster. Because we just built something really quick, specifically for a niche, and then you also trained it very quickly. Now, can you do that in high level?
Yeah, you can train it. I don't know what.
Better, now it's updated, it's better, but more than anything, it's not about...
Here's what I'm getting. I'm not questioning like if you guys are better or anything like that. What I'm questioning is, not questioning, but I'm very interested in this. In fact, I've been involved with another group that's doing similar to what I think you guys are doing, but and again, the prices align where they're charging to build a bot 15, 5,000, even higher for enterprise types of companies and things like
Is
that.
that closed bot or something like that? Or
What's
group?
that?
Group is that closed bot?
AI agency launch.
Yeah, I think they're using closed. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess that's kind of what I guess I missed because
I think the difference is here, and I'm gonna try my best to answer this the way I think is gonna be okay. So the difference is, okay, we're using OpenAI assistants. I know is not. They're just using probably just a regular large language model. Like maybe they're just connected to.
They just did for connection. Yeah.
Yeah, they just did a straight up connection. So you have to really work with it to get it to work. You've got to build in your rules and all that stuff. So OpenAI assistance is, I don't know if you were here when we built the prompt, but it was like very short and sweet and ready to go without too much work. Oh, that's all OpenAI assistance, nothing to do with us. Where I think we're different than GHL is we have a lot of things on the roadmap that we're going to be able to get to a lot faster because GHL's got a lot of other features that they got to keep on working on, right? They have a different roadmap. They're doing different stuff. For me,
yeah, they've got a million things going on at once.
yeah, for me, like I've got a few things that are really important. The voice thing is important, which we've been tweaking on. Someone asked how soon we'll
I've
have
been
it.
like asking Mark since day one on that, and I finally
At
broke
first
his
I
leg.
wasn't going to because I didn't like it, honestly. But now I
Yeah.
have use case and for inbound calls, I think it's really ideal. I'm still not sold on outbound, but whatever. So there's that. Have more integrations like with the website, so having a widget that you can put on your website, the Instagram and Facebook, but other things that people have ideas for, like we're able to really turn quickly and do it without you having to wait, where
Well,
maybe high level you might have to wait a while.
Now,
So I guess
when you guys talk about like building these bots for companies, are you just talking about building the bot and implementing it on their website, or it goes further than that?
so
Into
my
other.
bots are connected to SMS and voice right now.
Okay.
So you just connect it to a phone number. Next week, we're finishing the integration right now, but we're connecting to Instagram and Facebook. So you can connect it to either people who respond to your business page messages or, in the messages, or if they leave a comment on a post. So you could build a bot to respond to comments on an ad or handle conversations that are coming in for business. Some of the ideas I have, WhatsApp is one. I want to use WhatsApp myself because we do a lot of recruiting in different countries, and WhatsApp is the big thing they use.
Yeah.
So we want to program because I pay a recruiter right now, and sometimes she gets a little like busy and she misses messages. So it's easier I could just create a recruiter bot and let that recruiter take care of all of those things, right? So there's a lot of ideas like that, and they're pretty good. Once you get the bot built out, it's just a matter of.
But do you guys built in within your system or Hot Prospector? Probably not. Or part of the build integrate into their like CRMs and things like that, or no?
We're integrated with GoHighLevel because GoHighLevel doesn't have a real good dialer. So what we originally built was our dialer first at Hot Prospector, like 12 years ago, built the dialer. Then we started adding other stuff. Those areas were really tight. And so we connected a high level to provide those services, voice, inbound and outbound, phone systems, those kind of things.
Hot Prospector is connected to high level for what functions? For the SMS?
We can also take over their SMS. Yeah. So we integrate with Twilio and we also integrate with Telnex. So some people have been switching over to us to do their messaging because it's cheaper.
Who wants a long story, short story or long story or money story?
Whatever you want to do.
Who wants money story, short story, long story? Type it in there and tell you what kind of integration I'm doing with high level with Hot Pro. Let's get a vote. Money, short or long?
I like money.
People like money. Money? Okay. There's two type of money. Okay. The one type of money is building a call center and integrated system that will work in conjunction with high level. High level is extremely good at being able to, and this is more on high end. If you have clients that are generating a lot of volume, or you're a SaaS and have a lot of leads or have a lot of clients. So there's a thing called speed to lead, and you probably heard about it. There's limitations within high level, what that speed to lead is. In Hot Prospector, I can get people on the phone within 10 seconds, 20 seconds after a lead comes in. So I even have to slow it down. It's too fast. And then there's something called cadence or frequencies. And you probably heard you got to keep on calling people and following up with people. There's some limitations on what high level can do in being able, when you have high volume, lots of leads, there's limitations on that. So as an agency, if you understand high level has the notifications and stuff like that, but if you can understand how to integrate within high level and then understand true process about following up with leads and prospect, then you can build and charge anywhere from 2,500 to tens of thousands of dollars to do the implementation and a build fee. But on the business side, what they have is they have an amazing competitive advantage in that, say if somebody is running Google Ads and they fill out a form and somebody can follow up on that lead like immediately and be able to have the right proper cadence to be able to follow up with leads, it can, without spending any more money in advertisement or anything like that, they can increase the revenue 25, 50% if you have the proper system in place. So that's money. So when you integrate high level and hot prospector and you do it efficiently, effectively, you as an agency or a developer or something like that, you can make money on that. And once you get good enough, what happens is you have opportunity that is present to you, and you can be strategic partner in somebody that's very influential in that space. So not only you're not just making money on the agency side, but you can be able to make money on on the industry itself or whatever business they're doing. So that's money. Did that make sense to you? For example, I'm doing a bill, Mark was shy. Joe, you're doing a bill for how much for integrating for high prospector and high level? Is
$1,000 or something.
75. That's $7,000.
$7,000. Yeah.
What are how technical do those get? Like the one that you're talking about, is this something that
Very technical, yeah. And
it's proper engineering, right? We're not just talking about using low-code tools. We're talking
you
about
have to know what the limitations on what high level is and what the limitations on what the hot prospector is. And then what you want to know what the business objective is, right? And then if you can analyze all that and figure it out and have that, then it's a win. And what we're doing right now is what Mark said, is we're continuing to look at the different metrics and KPI and see where we can improve different metrics. Like one of the things we did in the metrics was like, let's drop a voice. If they're going to drop, the conversation drops. Now we're expanding it a little bit more. We're going to look at how do we merge call centers with AI? How can we be able to be a true assistant? And not just a one-off, but be assistant that work collaboratively like a sales agent.
So we've got some pretty cool stuff so I've got a couple of people that are funding some custom development. These are customers that I've sold my bot to, that also, just going back to what you had asked about earlier, Glenn, for me, the assistance I think is going to be more of like a true assistant. So one of the customers that we're working on, he sells a spot for high-end hairstylists inside of these really nice properties that they have in various cities. I don't know much about the space, but he rents that spot. And so he's got a bunch of buildings or a bunch of locations. And right now, all of that's being handled by one real assistant. And he pays her like $60,000 a year. So he was like, I like the bot. I showed him the bot. He's sold. But he was like, what if we could have a communication with each of the different property locations? Because that's what my assistant's supposed to do now. But she sometimes gets a little bit tied up and slow. Could we, like when the person's having the conversation with the bot, if they have a question, take that and then communicate to the property. And then basically facilitate that conversation or maybe even connect the conversation. So that's one of the use cases that we're working on right now with him, scoping it out, our project manager, where it's actually going to be, it's building a conversation between multiple people.
So the hesitation I have for that, and Mark gave a very good example. The hesitation on that is don't get too stuck on the build. Sometimes I charge a one-off build higher because I don't want to do a one-off build anymore, because I want to build something that I can duplicate and sell over and over again. And that's what the benefit of what this Mark showed. It doesn't take too long to build, and you can deploy it fairly fast, and you can launch it fairly fast. And that's what makes it special. And I'm not saying it just to say it, but I truly believe it. But what I do need to do with Mark is there's some quirks that we need to figure out into the integration with GoHighLevel. And some of the things with that integration will give me so much more power as far as selling not just the bot, but be able to do a lot more, sell a lot more, because I have fancy funnels and workflows and automations and call centers, integrations and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're working on the integration with GoHighLevel right now with the calendars, which we'll have that up very soon. And then also
Well, I need follow up with you on the bot.
Yeah, of course, we will. But I was just answering your question, Glenn, back a little bit more about what's the difference, right? That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. For me, it's going to be a bigger priority because I feel like automations are almost kind of history. Joe and I already had this conversation. He got all frustrated with me. I'm like, I think workflows and automations are kind of...
I do. At some point, I do. It's not workflow automation. I think that if the statement with the SMS is out, we're not going to do that anymore. That's out of the picture.
What is out?
The traditional if-then statement.
Rule-based, conditional-based.
Yeah.
I think what Mark's saying is like things that are rule-based or conditional-based are going to get replaced with algorithmic.
No,
based.
conversations.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
Conversational based, like
because it just gets out of control. Like I was using that Facebook giveaway I was talking about earlier to get my market to self-segment themselves. So I was selling sports cards on YouTube, and I wanted to learn about the segment. So when they would message, I would first find out, are you a collector, are you an investor, or are you a shop, a store? And you should see the ManyChat bot. You got to zoom into a little part of it just to work on it. And then if you zoom out, it looks like this huge thing because you have to handle for all these different permutations. Like if they say I'm a collector, then I end up having to repeat a lot of the same thing over and over again. And you're like, select this whole thing, copy, paste it, replace it. Whereas the AI, where we see it going, is it can handle all that logic and apply more like implicitly without you having to explicitly tell it what to do in every circumstance. It's like how people thought AI would work like before it was invented. They're like, so how's that going to work? You're just going to like program every possible question and every possible answer? And obviously it's way more elegant and powerful than that.
Exactly. Yeah, I just think that I think that the AI, the reason why I don't like, or sorry, not AI, but automations, the reason why I don't like automation because they're so rigid. Even if you do create all these different rules to try to
break
handle
easily
things,
too.
Yep. And most people don't have the brain power like Joe to sit there and build these massive things like what you're talking about. It's a lot of work.
It takes patience.
So I think that's one of the things that's going to go away. You know, if you're killing programmers, you're probably going to be able to kill funnel builders too. I
would say you're killing coding, not programmers. Because when you're making an AI, I consider that to be your programming. I think of programming as like defining the problem clearly, more so than the solution. Because that's really do you see what I mean by that? It shifts from coding a solution to defining the problem for the AI. That's what's important now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, Glenn, if that answers your question any better.
Yeah, again, I missed the pretty much the majority of the presentation, so perhaps a lot of my questions would have been answered, or were answered. But I guess what I'm saying still in my mind is like, all right, so let's say we use the Hot Prospector AI. Are we selling the build and a subscription? Who's doing the build, or is that all integrated with the AI inside of Prospector? It's like the template is there and we just use that. But to you guys' point where this guy wants it to do X, Y, and Z, is not necessarily going to fit every scenario. So, like, how does that work?
Sounds like you might be mixing up two different things that we're talking about.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Can you dive deeper on that?
I don't know if I'm reading it, but it sounds like he might be mixing up the simple build a bot, sell a bot model with these like more advanced implementation stuff that you and Joe were talking about recently. They're two different things entirely.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what is it that you guys are selling or proposing to sell?
Well, we built while you were, because you missed the build the bot part.
Yeah.
So we built the prompt for a pest control bot. Simple bot. You could go to a pest control company and say, hey, I built you a bot. Text this bot. It's yours, right? And you can maybe charge them a monthly fee instead of whatever you want to do. We talked about a bunch of ways to sell it. That bot took us a little longer because we were all playing around with it, using ChatGPT to do some research and stuff. But if you know the niche or the industry that you're trying to get into, you could usually build the bot in a relatively short period of time and get it into the business owner's hands. And then deploy it, make it live inside of Hot Prospector with phone numbers with just a couple clicks. Like you can resolve text messages and voicemails with just a couple clicks. So that was what we were.
And when you get the text message or like you mentioned ads, that would trigger the bot through an SMS?
Yeah, if somebody opts in, you still would have something that needs to trigger the bot, which we have a message inside of our system that would trigger the bot. When they opt in, they would get some kind of a message that says, hey, thanks so much for whatever, and then they reply. That would be for ads.
Right.
If they reply, because you can't make them, you have to get some kind of a trigger message out first and then they have to respond. The other way is using just whatever business messages that come in. For example, like my own personal bot that I use in my own numbers, I get customers messaging me and texting me. I get people that I might have called and they were like trying to reach back out and ask me why I called. All those types of responses, my bot, personal, for me, is handling. So it just depends on the business owner. If you build it for a pest control company, these guys might be talking to a customer if they're in a one-man band, or you build it for a roofer, they might be on top of a roof or out ordering lunch for the guys and they miss a call. It's just
okay. No, that makes sense. Is there going to be a replay or because I did
we
miss
recorded it. We recorded it. What I plan to do is put it inside of our system. I might need to edit it a little bit because it's 3 hours long. I'll probably drop it on my Facebook, or if you want it, I'll send it to you. I'm going to send it out to my, actually, you know what? You registered to get in here. I'll email it to everybody.
Okay, great. Yeah, that would be great. Because like I said, I don't want to waste you guys' time. I did miss the first part of it. So that's probably why I had some questions that were.
Do you see the chat history? I don't know how that works with Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay, because there should be a link for the prompt we built.
The Google Doc, I did click on that. Yeah.
So that was the prompt we built here. But yeah, definitely, I'll share the recording to give you more context.
Awesome.
Yeah, all we did for the first hour and a half was really just build the bot.
All right, cool.
And then we just been talking about ways to get out there and sell it.
And did you guys talk about pricing at all? On pricing it out?
Yeah, that was all over the place, but we talked about what upfront for a programming fee, anywhere between $1,500 to, Joe said, 15,000, depending on who you're selling it to.
Sure.
Most people are willing to pay 1,500 or 5,000, no problem. And even if you gave them a basic bot, that doesn't cheapen the offer because that's just like a basic thing, right? If they want a lot of thought into whatever it is that they're looking to do, that costs money, right? You say, hey, look, and customizing a bot is a little bit different than giving you something that you can use out of the box. And I charge $250 an hour or whatever, I don't know. But the monthly subscription is all over. I've seen them for a few $100 up to $750, $1,500 a month, depending on who you're selling it to and what it is that they're getting. Like right now, we're calling car dealerships. I've got a couple of SDRs that are calling into car dealerships, and we're positioning at $1,500 a month. But we're offering to build everybody there.
That's a bunch of salespeople that you're dealing with, and but that's what I guess I was getting into, and perhaps it's getting into a little bit of the weeds. But bot's going to be more expensive for somebody else, and who handles like the actual programming of integrating into. Maybe I don't know what car dealers use, but I'm sure they use some major thing.
We actually have a special thing. That's why we like to target dealers, because we have an ADF integration in our system. So we can pretty much push data to, well, not pretty much, we can push data to any CRM.
Really?
So, yeah. And also stuff that I didn't get into today that we do, like really cool stuff. So we're using, in addition to we also transcribe the calls, right? So we take the transcription, and I'm using Claude to take those transcriptions and then do like a sales Q&A on that call. We tell them like all kinds of stuff that happened in that call, like what the objections were. We rate the rebuttal. We help them find missed opportunities, like all of that stuff. We build them a nice little report and send it to them every single week.
Oh, that's cool.
But in addition to, or not every week, but every day. But in addition to that, we're summarizing every single inbound call. This is something dealers love. we're summarizing every single call that they get into their system and on that lead, and we add that to their record in the DMS, in their dealership management software through ADF. So if they get a call, comes in, we find, because a lot of times the person doesn't get the information from the person who called in. They don't get their name. They don't get the vehicle they're looking for. They don't ask any of that stuff. Our system automatically, they'll ask it or the person will talk about it, but they don't put it in the CRM. Our system detects all those things and then sends it to their CRM off of the call.
That's great.
Yeah. And then also rates the sales agent and lets the manager know, hey, this person needs help, or this person, you possibly have a deal here. I actually have a marketing agency that's using that, and he's got 60 dealers on it right now. Just that one piece. We rolled that out like over a year ago, and because like Auto Lead Star, I'll give you guys a free little tip. If you go to Auto Lead Star's website, those people are paying the dealerships that are using. I'm going to show you guys actually. Let me just tell you. Go to builtwith.com. This is my favorite tool, Auto Lead Star, right? And then go to Auto Lead Star websites in the US. So this is now showing you there's 3,718 auto dealers that are using Auto Lead Star. Okay. So this is all their customers. Now you can call this dealership and say, hey, I know you're using Auto Lead Star, and we've identified a huge blind spot that most of the dealership, not most, all of the dealerships that are using Auto Lead Star has. Those calls come in, yeah, you're recording them, but the only way you know what happened on those calls is if you listen to the recording. Now, I don't personally have the time for that, and I know you don't either. So what we'd like to do is send you a report every single day of all of the calls that come through your Auto Lead Star with your leads that you're paying thousands of dollars to. Let you know which ones were missed, let you know which ones are hot, let you know which, give you a rating of all your sales guys, automatically transcribe, summarize every single call that came through, add it to the lead so you have it, it's easy searchable, grab all of the missing fields, put it into your CRM so everything's nice and neat. What do you say?
How much?
And $1,500, $3,000 a month.
When can we get started?
Yeah, where do I sign?
And
Wait,
so, go ahead.
No, keep going, and then I'll ask.
I was just saying, and integrating that inside of Hot Prospector is literally just click on ADF. Are you guys familiar with XML?
Yep.
Yeah. So all we do, the dealerships, it's crazy, right? This is something, they're so old and antiquated.
That's how old their system is. Yeah.
Yep. So you just email that XML markup from the call that comes in our system to that email address, and then their system automatically pulls that into the field.
Wait, so is this, did I understand correctly? This is another...
That's different than the bots.
Yeah, for sure. I know that. But is this something that, hold on a second, is this something that we could also do similar to the bot business model with Hot Prospector, like using Hot Prospector as the back end, if you will? Yeah. And you're cool with that?
No, that's 100%. That's what we do. The bot thing is new.
Because it's a new model, right? It's like software as a service as a service.
We have resellers that get like that resell our software, and they don't even they don't even give their customers access to the software. So they just, like you said, they create a service using the software that's set up specifically for them.
Right.
I'm going to show you one so you can see what I'm talking about.
Okay. So that's your bread. That's not a weird thing for you. That's what you're trying to do.
That's all we do. Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of the reason why we went down that direction, I started Hot Prospector like in 2011. And a lot of the people that back then, like automation software and stuff like that was really like new. And a lot of our customers just couldn't get it. They didn't understand what it was that we were trying to show them. And long story short, it was easier for us to start setting things up and showing them how to set things up and give it to their customers than it was for us to teach them how to use the software. Similar to what's going on in GoHighLevel. A lot of people talk about that there too.
Yeah, and that's true. We do that in a lot of areas as well. In like the sales enablement space, these companies like Seismic and I forget some of the other ones, but they're big companies and they sell to pharmaceutical companies and financial services companies. It's to get the marketing team and the sales team on the same page so that they're presenting on-brand compliant materials that are up to date. Does it resonate with anybody at all? And there's all these agencies out there that are, their whole business model is doing the implementation of Seismic.
I'm going to show you something, and I'm doing this in a few spaces, but this is the automotive space, okay? So this is one of my customers. We have a good relationship, so I can show this, actually.
So the only difference between the call transcription and the bot, as far as the business model, is that in the bot, in the call transcription, we really are reselling Hot Prospector? Because they got to have Hot Prospector subscription in order for that to work. Am I understanding that correctly?
They don't if you set up the bot and it's just working independently and they don't need to have access to their data. So if they just want something to help them and the data is getting pushed outside, because we do connect with Zapier. So you could connect to Zapier and then push the data wherever they want it. That's the easy way. If you don't want to go into a SaaS model where you're like, you can keep it pretty simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
You don't have to sell fast to set up the thing, and there's no limit on how many you can connect. I'm trying to find a good example.
That's powerful.
Here.
So like a reorientation of my brain for sure.
Let's see. I was hoping I'd be able to find one here. Joe, do you have anything fun to say while I'm looking?
No, I'm just completely baffled on what you just said about the integration with car dealership. I didn't even know about that.
That's really cool.
Oh, you didn't know about that?
No.
I have a filler question if you need to fill.
Yeah, go for it. You got plenty of time. I'm trying.
We talked about this a little bit earlier about how do you price this in terms of reselling the bot, reselling the transcription thing for the car dealers. How do you price it so that it covers the usage? So it covers the variable costs of the AI. You guys might have answered this already, but did you say that in addition to the upfront fee, you are currently charging variable costs, or you just try to anticipate, try to estimate what their usage will be and make sure it's covered by we started talking about this earlier, but I'm not sure
Joe actually has way more insight on that than I do.
Decided on anything. Joe,
Yeah,
what do you suggest? Just estimate their usage and build it into the...
No, we just connected to their... Mark, can you send the meeting link? I'm going to jump on my computer since I've been using my phone.
Yeah, hold on.
No, we
I
don't
just put it in the chat.
We don't charge a usage fee right now. We just charge a flat fee, and we connect to their API or they connect to the ChatGPT.
You use their API key, not yours.
We use their API key. Make them have their own account.
That's what.
How does that work? How would that work inside of Hot Prospector? Because you only have one field for one API key, right? So do you just create a new Hot Prospector account? Say that again?
Each bot has the capability to have its own API key.
Oh, it does? Okay.
So we're now at the point where we're amongst friends, right? So I can trust everybody here?
Yeah, not yet.
So this is what I was talking about. So this is when the bot takes the transcription. And this, I was trying to find a store that he had that was live, but I actually didn't have one live. But this is what I'm talking about. So this report for the inbound calls comes in. And this one that he has was a breakdown of showing like how many of his calls were service versus sales, what were their most popular vehicles. And by the way, this is in 2023. This one's from December of last year, before we upgraded to Haiku, which is now way more powerful. Like the types of service things that were being requested, opportunities that came up for a trade, the number of the phone number. And then amazing. This is just on this side, but then we take behind the scenes, we connect it to the, what's it called, ADF, and push those records to them. So all the info that you see, the names and stuff like that, it gets pulled out automatically from the call.
Wow. So ADF is like an adapter or a gateway or something that it integrates with all the possible CRMs. Is that right?
Yeah. So ADF is this. It's auto data format.
Oh, it's its own.
I spelled it data. Sorry, I meant data. Sorry. Auto data format. Yeah.
It's a language?
Yep. It's just a common markup language.
Wow. I didn't even know about that.
Automotive. Maybe it's automotive data format, but it's ADF.
It must be an implementation of XML.
Yeah. So here it is, actually. There's the explanation. The auto industry uses this as a common thing. It's just XML ADF.
Okay.
We push it in the XML format to their email address with all of the stuff that they need, and that email address that they have then sucks it into their DMS or
whatever it is, whatever tool they're using.
So that kind of gives you the way in, because without that, the only other way that you can work with these CRMs is if you give them $500,000. I'm not; these are real numbers. Like they don't.
Right.
Yeah, it's horrible.
That's pretty.
But yeah, we're doing that for a bunch of industries. It's like those things, and then we've made it so the data, we're able to identify the different fields. We're tagging conversations automatically based off of things that happened. If you're rating like the quality of the prospect and you want to hashtag warm or hashtag cold or hashtag hot, I'm doing that in my own conversations to let my sales manager know which calls he needs to listen to. So it's very useful.
So when your SDRs call out and pitch that, you're selling the service or you're trying to get more users for Hot Prospector? Or
When
both?
I'm selling to dealerships, I'm going after the service because they don't want to touch the CRM.
Okay.
But that service, it's like a lot of things. They'd have to pay at least a couple salaries to do what we're doing for them for a couple
For
thousand,
sure.
3,000. Yeah. And it's that lead source that I gave you, the Auto Lead Star. Every one of those 3,000 dealerships have the budget and have the need. And the easy thing is too, because they're using a Auto Lead Star to switch the number, because all you have to do for us to set it up, to take the calls, to ingest the calls, is forward that Auto Lead Star phone number to us. And that's it. And then you just connect ADF. That process takes 15 minutes.
How much of that market would you say you've called on already?
Barely. There's only me and two other dealers or agencies that are working that market. The one guy that I told you about, he's got 50 customers. And then I've got another guy who's got like 75. Because dealers, you don't need that many of them to make it really great. Their markets, their budgets are really good.
So even if they called 100 to get one, it's still tiny. How many of those they've called out on?
The best way to get into dealers is email, because the dealers are like hard to get on the phone.
They're running around all over the place.
Yeah.
That's why when you go buy a car, it's like you can't make an appointment with them no matter how hard you try. They're like, I'm going to be there at 3 o'clock. I don't want to sit there and wait. And they're like, yeah, I can't really do that.
Yep.
It's just first come, first serve. That's crazy.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm hungry.
Yeah, I was just
go
going to
get
say,
some-
my wife's going to kill me if I don't get off here in a minute.
Yeah, we've been here for 3.5 hours,
Oh, my God.
which is fine. I've actually done, this is nothing like my record. My record's like 5. It's on YouTube. I put it on YouTube.
I love it. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, Joe, Joshua, thank you. You guys put a lot of awesome.
I don't know what we did. I honestly don't know what we did to deserve this, but I'm very grateful for it. I tried to help out as much as I could to pay it forward.
I just like talking about it. It's exciting.
It is exciting. Yeah, I look forward to seeing that replay. I got to jump off now, guys, but appreciate it.
See you later, Glenn.
All right, take care, guys.
See you,
Thanks.
Glenn. Yeah, if any of you guys jumped on and purchased, then please let Mark know, and we schedule some sales process call or something like that, so we can do that. I'm doing it because it helps, it benefits me too. If I'm helping other people, then I'm helping myself too. So I'm not helping myself like making money. Like indirectly, it's helping myself because it's going to be built. I'm going to use it too.
Joe,
So-
Jeff asked if you need a GHL for Hot Prospector. No, you don't.
No.
You don't. You could just Hot Prospector actually does a lot of the same things. So unless you need like funnel builders and stuff like that, then you can just get by with Hot Prospector for just what we talked about. We were talking about people who have GHL using them together because they're good. They're complementary.
GHL's like CRM mainly. Is that their deal?
GHL is a marketing automation software.
Oh,
So
is it?
so they do workflows, really complex workflows. They with a lot of if then this that or if then this then that type thing. I don't know. Joe's like a big lover.
Something like Pipe Dream or Integromat, something like that, Joe?
More like Active Campaign, Infusionsoft, HubSpot.
Okay.
More advanced
I
now,
see.
where they overbuild it and they have a lot of things that work well and they have a lot of things that's mediocre. But the thing that they have that works the best is to be able to, before when we talk about marketing automation, everything was all the software was siloed. Phone system, SMS, and web page, email, everything was siloed. They're able to integrate a lot of that, and it does fairly well to talk to each other. So you can build the landing page, the funnel, get the leads, and then be able to follow up with them.
I see. I like Active Campaign a lot, but it doesn't really do a good job of talking to other tools. So I use Integromat to connect it to other things.
Yeah. We have 13 people left.
I think a lot of
What
people just
niche are
left.
you guys in? I'm just curious. You have a specific niche that you're in? Say no specific or yes, just type it out. No, nothing specific. Yeah, I cut my teeth in a lot of different things. I've been doing, thanks, Paul. And we got to go. But on the next sales call, I can tell you, but I've done anything from corporate all the way, nearly every industry there is. But right now, I'm in medical and in finance. So those are the two industries that I'm in.
I'd love to talk to you more, Joe. I started my career in investment banking and then became a software product manager. and then self-employed for the last since 2015.
Hmm.
I'd love to talk to you more.
Congrats. Facebook? We
I
hear
don't
about
think
you.
we are. I've been reading your emails since 2015. I thought I was going to need Hot Prospector back in 2018, but then I didn't end up getting an auto dialer, and then now I definitely need an auto dialer. So I have a call with you on Tuesday. I don't know if that's you that's going to do that, but I have a demo for Hot Prospector on Tuesday. And then I was on that webinar that you did for Damien.
Oh, were you?
Remember that?
Did you go
Yeah,
with that?
Yep, I did. It's
Yeah,
expensive.
if you want to
but,
connect with me,
It's data, right? Data's not cheap.
but I don't know. I can't conceive of a way that I cannot make that investment back pretty quickly. Am I crazy to think that? I don't know.
Yeah, like the thing, full disclosure, I had access to something like that in 2018. The thing that they did was make it easy because I used to have to wait for 5, 6 days to get what they're able to get in that search data now in like instant real time. That was insane.
Yeah, I mean,
You have-
it's like you almost have to slow it down, like what Joe was saying earlier, because I don't know that you can really act on it. I don't know that there's a benefit of acting on it in real time. I think that could actually be counterproductive.
it depends. You have to look at, I didn't look at it. I don't know the use case, but there's things such, you got to be careful on using data. There's something called data. You can't call those leads. You maybe get away with emailing them, but probably very scary in doing that too. You definitely can't text them. It's not in TCP compliance. You didn't get the opt-in consent. So if you call, it better be B2B and it better be.
That's how I'm going to use it, because the numbers that I'm going to call on are numbers that you can get anyway. The only thing I'm going to use it for is knowing when to call them.
Who to call?
So it's not like they're not going to be weirded out that I'm calling them, because I'm like, what do you mean? I'm just calling dentists today. That's all I'm doing.
Just happen to be calling the
I just
exact
happen to call
place.
exactly. That's why I'm saying I don't want to call them right away, because then they're going to connect it to the search that they just did or the website visit they just did. I want to make it look like I just got lucky. I'm going to call these people anyway. I just probably not going to call them at the right
I didn't
time.
see the presentation. Is it like dentists looking for marketing or?
No, it's not how they positioned it, but that's how I'm going to use it. What it is, that two kind of data leads. One of them is search leads. One of them is site leads. So search leads, and I don't know how they're doing this because it's definitely not coming from Google. What they're saying is that anybody doing a keyword search on Google, not just Google, but internet-wide, including other websites like eBay, Amazon. I don't know if it's Amazon, but eBay.
Secondary market or something like that.
Secondary search market. They call it internet-wide searching. They're saying that they can see when, this is how they describe it. Obviously, technically can't work this way, but this is how they're describing it, that when someone searches, so first of all, you track certain keywords, right? You have to decide what keywords you're going to track. And then when somebody searches for that keyword, you're going to be notified that they're searching for it in real time, which is, wait a minute, how's that possible? Because if you, Joe, you know this, right? Because you probably own many websites. If you own a website, you have Google Search Console and Google Analytics, and you can see your website visitors, right? You can see what they searched for, but you certainly can't see some other website that you don't own. You can't see what they searched for.
Pixel is doing. If you do a search, you become in market data for Facebook. So Facebook used that in some kind of capacity to be able to use it for the in-market targeting.
Yeah, but third-party cookies are going away. That's going to be banned soon.
Like I don't know how they're doing it either, but the company that back in the day when I was getting access to it before, the way they explain it was they have all these partners that are networked together that are somehow sharing data.
That's got to be what it is. It's what I just said, right? How do you see? There's only one way that you can see keyword search data, right?
Yeah.
Through Google Search Console and Google Analytics. Don't share this outside of this group, please.
And technically, that's like against all kind of privacy policy these days, because you're not supposed to be able to
share.
2000 comes out.
I think what they're doing is supposed to be closed off. If it's not already, it's going to be closed off at the end of the year, right?
Here's the thing that makes it, I think, a little bit different, because they're not stopping there, right? They're not just getting the data from wherever they're getting it from. They're also matching it against a data bank where people have opted in. So when you're searching when you opt
Opt-in
into
consent.
a
Well, Mark
website.
is saying that opt-in consent is going away in 2015.
Not 20,000. We're in 2024, Joe. You
2020.
just lost almost 10 years of your life.
2000 it's going away in the beginning of the year, next year.
Yeah.
And third-party cookies are going away this year, in third quarter this year.
Yeah.
When you say it's going away, what is
There's
it?
this
What do you mean?
lead generator loophole that is being closed. Like you cannot share data anymore. Like you can't take whatever these, from what I understand, from what I think they're doing, and I don't know.
That's got to be what it is. It can't. There's no other possibility. It has to be.
Whatever. Like like these lead generators do is they put all their partners in their terms. They stuff them in their terms, right? And they're using that loophole, call it the lead generator loophole, to be able to transfer that ownership of that opt-in, basically.
Exactly. Exactly.
So they're saying that is going away.
Yeah, that's what the whole thing is premised on. The fact that they're matching it against this data bank of shared opt-ins, if you will,
Right.
so that effectively if you think about it from the user's point of view, when you opt into a website, you're really
You don't think you're
opting in.
opting into thousands of
Right.
different websites.
You don't think you're
Yeah.
opting into a chain of transactions to go out into perpetuity. You think you're just opting in to that one website, but really what you're doing is saying, I give you the permission to resell my data and I give that person the permission to resell it too. And it can end up in a completely different context. Like you could you could be on like an Asperger's Foundation website doing a donation, and you might get called for like a learning tool or something like 4 years later, or emailed or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure personally how that whole thing works. But like I said, back in the day when I was looking at it, we never did the search data, but we had access to it.
We did.
You did it? How did it go?
I think we generated about $16 million for lawyers.
Yeah. Honestly, even if there's only 8 months of it left, I'm going to have fun with it for 8 months.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how you do on that. Stay in touch on that for sure.
All I need to do is I need to make one or two, with the thing that I'm going to use it for, I need to make 1 or 2 sales on it to pay for it. So that's why I did it. I'm not saying it's a good long-term decision.
I don't think it's going to be a long-term thing personally.
It can't be.
Because I know that, with just like the lead generator loophole, I'm thinking they're going to close that up. I don't know how, and if they've got the third-party cookie thing, he said that it doesn't he said the third-party cookies don't actually...
He said the site leads don't use the third-party cookies.
Now, the site leads, I feel like that one may last a little bit longer.
Yeah. He says the site leads only use first-party cookies, but you don't know. How do you know that the search leads aren't using third-party cookies? You don't know that for sure. It might be. I don't know why they wouldn't while they can. But Google is literally going to take it out of Chrome in Q3. Right. It's going to be dead.
We'll see what goes. Guys, it was really cool hanging out with you. Hey, Joe, I'm going to give you a call later.
Okay. Sounds good, man.
Hey, Joshua, if you feel like it, hang out or connect with me on Facebook. Anybody connect with me on Facebook. But...
Okay, yeah, I'd love to stay in touch with you.
Yeah, because we're doing stuff like this all the time. That's the goal. I do some of this, but not like this. I plan to do more of these because I need smart guys like Joe to help.
Yeah, this stuff's right up my alley. I'm a tech nerd.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm not quite a full-on software engineer, but I'm highly technical. To hear about, I'm glad I did because I felt like I felt compelled to help out.
You did.
Interested to hear next time we talk, maybe, or in the future, about your SDRs and what that looks like, because I don't know, I might want to get in the middle of that.
I set up 2 SDRs last week for 2 different agencies. One guy got 9. He's an SEO that sells to paving contractors. Doing is to have a niche. He got 9 solid appointments within his first week, and he's got 3 contracts. There was 3 contracts on the hook to go. He charges $2,000 for the first month. And then he doesn't charge them again until they get on the first page of Google. He's charging $850 a month.
Is that what you're recruiting for, or you're recruiting for? When you were talking about recruiting,
I do that, and I do media buyers.
Oh, really? Okay. That's going to overlap with this platform that I keep alluding to. We should talk about that, because if you're still looking for more SDRs and it's just going to be a natural part of if it's already in the zone that I'm working in, I think we should probably explore that.
Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely open to a chat anytime.
All right. I'll send you an invite a couple times.
Awesome.
All right, guys.
Guys, we'll talk to you later.
Good night.